boat that I'm in. Just, I would throw whatever I could at it, Clay. I'd help you out. DD, this is podcast listener Kyle from Kansas. Play it.
Hey guys, this is Kyle from Kansas. Love the show. Can't help but notice haven't heard anything about 100-mile-per-hour serve in a while. I think it's time for Buck to go ahead and pay up while he's in Nashville.
Good point.
Keep up the good work.
Whoa. Settle down, Kyle. Settle down.
True.
First of all, we already clocked it at 97, okay? So margin of error here, very tight. Second of all, it's tennis season again in Miami because the Hurricanes have pretty much, it's out of hurricane season. There will be videos, my friends. I will not be denied on this one. I'm going to get to 100 miles an hour, and Clay is going to swim from Alcatraz and hopefully not get eaten by a great white shark.
I don't want to jinx it, but are we actually out of hurricane season yet? Because it's been very calm so far. I'm afraid
I think I just jinxed it.
Yeah.
I might have just said, don't blame me, everybody. But it's been calm so far. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton on the front lines of truth.
Hey, it's a camera lookout, and this is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation honors America's heroes and their families when tragedy strikes. Heroes like Scott Abrams. For more than 3 decades, Scott served his community and country as a United States Marine, a New York City police detective, and a volunteer firefighter.
While Scott was on his NYPD motorcycle escorting the funeral procession of a 4-year-old child, his life changed in an instant. Scott was hit by a bus, crushing 4 vertebrae in his neck, shattering his leg, and leaving him partially paralyzed. Scott's recovery was grueling, but through unwavering love, strength, and perseverance, Scott, his wife Tara, and their son Joshua made it through unimaginable challenges.
Tunnel to Towers honored Scott and his family with a mortgage-free smart home. Thanks to supporters like you, Scott now has a home he can move freely in as he heals and raises his family with dignity. More heroes are waiting and in need of assistance. Honor their sacrifices now. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Autumn leaves are beautiful. We like them, that is, until they're clogging your gutters. If your gutters are clogged, water can overflow and lead to costly damage. In wildfire-prone areas, gutters can also trap dry, flammable debris, creating a fire hazard.
Protect your home now with Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter and gutter protection company. Save up to 30% off your entire order. Go to leaffilter.com/clay.
Leaf Filter's trusted pros will clean out, realign, and seal your gutters before installing Leaf Filter's award-winning and patented technology trusted by over 1 million homeowners. And every installation comes with a lifetime no-clogs guarantee. These pros know just what needs to be done.
Take this on while the leaves are falling and before winter weather sets in. You'll be so glad you did. Schedule your free inspection and get up to 30% off your entire purchase at leaffilter.com/clay. That's LEAF filter.com/clay. See representative for warranty details.
Life is unpredictable, but when trouble comes, you need a team you can trust. At Ace Second Chance Bail Bonds, we've been helping families for nearly 20 years, providing fast, professional, and discreet service. With 12 locations across Metro Atlanta and Birmingham, we're available 24/7 to get your loved one home, quick and with care. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT, that's 404-BAIL-OUT, or visit atlbail.com today.
The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3. Atlanta radio legends collide on Extra 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins this show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the Extra 10.
The president's looking beyond Gaza. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
We ended the war in Gaza and really, on a much bigger basis, created peace. And I think it's going to be a lasting peace, hopefully an everlasting peace.
President Trump still hoping to travel to the Middle East for a formal signing ceremony after Israel and Hamas agreed to phase 1 of his 20-point plan for peace, beginning with the release of remaining hostages. Israel's foreign minister says his country has no intention of renewing the war in Gaza.
As Israel waits waits for the promised return of every remaining hostage, a sign that the agreed ceasefire could truly pave the way to peace.
We are committed to Trump's plan.
Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar telling Fox his government is ready to end the war on the basis of the U.S. proposed framework. He's praising President Trump for recognizing that Hamas could be ready to reach a deal.
He looked at it as a positive response, okay, and let's see how we implement. Brought us to this point, so I think it was brilliant.
Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Israeli cabinet is voting on implementation of the deal. A senior Hamas leader says the group has received guarantees from the U.S., Arab mediators, and Turkey that this does mark a permanent end to the war. During a White House cabinet meeting, President Trump again defending a federal crime crackdown in Chicago.
Crime numbers in Chicago, they're through the roof, and I have a governor who stands up every day and tells us how wonderful Chicago is. Just a lie.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker telling reporters,
we expect the president to follow the law. Do I also expect that they will push the law to its absolute limit, maybe even stepping over the line? Yes, and we will push back.
A federal judge hearing arguments today in the legal fight over deployment of National Guard troops. The state calls the deployment unconstitutional and wants an emergency restraining order to block it. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs, whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited. The point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at your controls. It's Flounder, and it's almost the weekend. I'm loving it. Yeah, doggies. How's it going? Thursday afternoon, 3:03, just like freaking fall now, man. I got the long sleeve overall on here to cover up here today. I'm going to start wearing those. Like Pete Davis got the hat on and everything over there. Anyway, boys, here we go. We got a lot of stuff going. Oh, before we get going, this is just in. This is an exciting new happening here today. Kim Knack the Magnificent. The answer is Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump. And the question? Who was the worst Nazi ever? I mean, sure, that's all I could think about today. For years, they've been calling, he's a Nazi. The man's a Nazi. And by the way, how many Democrats are now saluting the end to the... Yeah, right. Anyway, we'll get to all that stuff. Also, some good news about another holiday brought back, just like the old days. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, we have Shannon Burke coming up today at 5 o'clock on Manhood Florida Radio Man. No, that's not it. So the Florida Man Radio Country Man at 5 o'clock. No, that's not it. It's the Manhood Florida Country Person of radio broadcasting at 5 o'clock today. I may have misread that. It's so cute. Flounder made me a sign.
I mean, it's only 3 words, man. It's not a lot to remember, really.
Well, I keep calling it Man Country Radio or something, and it's Florida Man Radio. I don't know. I call it what I call it. It's Man Country. You know, he's quite a guy. You know, he's a Harley rider, and he's got all the tats and everything. You know, he looks like he's on death row, for God's sakes. You know, I mean, it's a tough guy. You know, he's a man.
What was your name from him? Penitentiary Face?
Penitentiary Face. Actually, you know where I got that? Peter, remember this. Do you remember a certain home run hitter who had a kind of a nasty personality occasionally, Pete Davis, who played for the San Francisco Giants? Black guy. And I think he hit 50 home runs one year, and for a while he was a pretty good star hitter. And one time he hit a home run, and the crowd was calling for a curtain call, and he was caught in the dugout with his lips saying, let him wait. And he actually was referring to the other team, make them wait for him to come out and get the curtain call. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about?
Kevin Mitchell?
No, it was, you'll think of it, they used to call him Penitentiary Face. I think it was like Jeffrey something or Jeffrey Leonard.
Jeffrey Leonard sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think it was Jeffrey Leonard. And they used to call him Penitentiary Face because he did not smile. He looked like he was, anyway. So here we go. Well, anyway, Kim Repeat Flounder, here's the number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Shannon Burke from Florida Man Radio at 5 o'clock today. And and in fact, we got a lot of radio stuff. We'll talk about we got all the newsy things tonight. We have Pete Davis, Holy Crap at Sports. And in fact, I got a couple of sports things I wanted to mention to you about today. Well, I can't think I'll pay. We'll get to it. Also, we got tweets, we got Flounders Funnies, and we've got a lot of political stuff and some interesting sound bites. And a couple of things this morning. As you know, I get up before the morning show starts at 6, and before that, they play a replay of our show from 3 to 6 in the morning. And so as I'm getting ready today, and then this morning I'm listening to the radio, and they were talking about the one of the local news stories which they were doing this morning was on these new huge spiders, which are now emerging everywhere. The Yoder or the Udu or there's some, I forgot the name of the damn things, and they're enormous. They have, they're like a foot long, and they have webs that go for your whole yard or something. I mean, they're just horrible damn things, and they're all over the place. And one of the guys who called in this morning on the show, who is an exterminator and quite familiar with these giant carapatids, or whatever the hell they call them, was Swatoon. I didn't know that's what he was. He's an exterminator. And it was really cool hearing Swatoon, one of our Kimmer Show listeners and longtime friends, call in and they talk about those damn spiders. And I mean, they're just supposed to be enormous. And I guess I don't know if they're actually poisonous, but they're real pain. Anyway, so Swatoon, nice to have you join the show all day long, which is very nice. Let's see. Oh, geez, I got a million little story things here. I don't even know where to start. We got too much. We may have to go late. Say, Pete Davis, what's new?
You may have to go late.
Well, yeah, I'd be by myself. What's new in the mountains of Macon? I bet it's about 40 degrees up there right now.
No, it's just beautiful outside. Just went outside. The sun's shining. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. The dogs came by last night and hung around for like 3 hours barking at something under the full moon, and it was kind of like, what are you barking at out there?
Well, probably some coyotes around. And by the way, when I was on vacation and saw the kids in Colorado, we went to the stable where my granddaughter Molly leases her horse, and one of the stable animals is a great big white Pyrenees who has the run of the place. They just let him. They just let him loose, and he's he just comes up and says hi. I mean, he just said, but they're killers if they need to be. But he roams around. There's other dogs that they have to keep kind of in a pen, but he has the run of the place. It was pretty cool.
Just like Mike too here. I saw a great meme yesterday. It showed all the things that a Great Pyrenees can do, like sit and and roll over and everything. And basically, the dog is just standing there.
Yeah,
sit,
stand,
move, blah, blah,
cool. Yeah,
until you get to the command stay, and then the dog's gone.
Yeah, he's over. They could be a handful. So, the Great Pyrenees.
They do what they want, basically.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of like my bull mastiff. They tend to have their own style.
Yeah, you tell them to do something. He goes, yeah, that's nice.
I remember the first time we took him out on the boat with Wayne No Offense on his boat, and he brought his dog, and we brought Harley, our bull mastiff, and Wayne's dog, Wayne No Offense's dog, was kind of a high energy type dog. You're in general normal. Oh boy, we're going to the lake. Oh, over here right now, we're going to the lake, and Harley was not that way at all. It's bull mastiff, and so I kept looking kind of askance at what might be going on, and sure enough, Wayne's dog at some point got way too close to Harley, started trying to play a little goofity goof, and Harley went wah, 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 just one time, and that was it. That was over. He didn't have to. Anyway, he didn't bite him or anything, but they just they confront you. They knock you down, I suppose, or anything else. Like when he went after that cop, he didn't bite him, he just charged him. Anyway, 310, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. All right, a couple of things. You're gonna talk about Donald Trump and the fact that we have, this is amazing, we have, I guess, peace. Everybody's agreed to the deal, and so now again, I'm a little skeptical because I know
they're just biding. They're just biding time and lying until they get their guns back again.
Yeah, we'll see,
and then they'll attack again.
We'll see. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude, and this this could be a thing. But again, it's like they say, if Israel lays down their guns, they're gonna die. If Hamas lays down their guns, the war's over.
It's peace.
So anyway, we'll see. But again, and a couple of things. Not only is obviously Donald Trump the worst Nazi ever, have you heard anybody in the Democrat Party celebrating what this White House has done, celebrating America? I mean, the bottom line is that leadership in America has basically brought those people together to stop the war. I mean, what an amazing achievement for a guy who's a freaking New York City realtor billionaire. I mean, seriously, he got shot in the face. They tried to kill him twice. They've been calling him a Nazi for 10 years. I mean, what a story. And you'd think that some Democratic leadership would say, boy, God bless America, our country leading the world again toward peace.
Well, Fetterman did.
Anybody. Yeah, okay, but that's not the Democratic Party. He's an outlier now. He's gone. They're all turning him. But you know what's amazing? In fact, I saw the story. Fox News actually covered the story on their stupid website. MSNBC. And here's how sneaky they are to do it. MSNBC had a panel just recently, just now. MSNBC had a panel, and on their panel they had so-called experts of international affairs and experts in things and stuff like that. And the panel, every single one of them praised Donald Trump and said, this is a guy who did it. He got it done. It's an amazing story. He pitched right in. And the second point is the panelists praised Donald Trump and the White House and the negotiators and the attitude to get it done. And then they went beyond and above to make the valid and most important point. Joe Biden's administration did jack squat for 2 years. Jack squat. They could get nothing done. And the panel was blasting Joe Biden for his incompetence. But again, it was not the members of MSNBC on the panel. It was their guests who had to praise Donald Trump. But at least MSNBC had people on television saying Donald Trump deserves, the Nobel Prize. And Joe Biden should be disgraced. Getting it done.
As opposed to Obama.
Right.
Who did nothing.
And Obama, the last two Democrat presidents, what has happened? And by the way, and a couple other thoughts, I wrote down some Kimmer points here. Let's not forget that, let me ask another question. Is there a single Jewish voter listening right now who still thinks it's better to vote for a Democrat in a public office? Will you finally get it through your freaking heads? The Democrat Party is not here to help you. What has the Democrat Party ever done for you? Business-wise, socially, culturally, legally, the Jewish organizations, which are, the most racist and vile, some of the things that ever came by American culture. My God, man. Why can you still possibly vote for a Democrat? And let's try a couple things about Joe Biden, then we got to go. Joe Biden is still, to this date, the guy who did nothing in office for America. He is also the world's largest human trafficker, and Joe Biden's administration also the world's largest drug trafficker and the most corrupt administration ever. And we'll talk more about Arctic frost. And I mean, it's all coming apart. We'll see it. All right, hold on. Give her Pete Flounder. What do you think? 404-741-1230. Donald Trump in peace. Worst Nazi ever. All right, it's 3:15 already. Holy moly.
XTRA 106.3 is connected to the Atlanta community with the local officials and candidates that share your values, plus the national perspective from the most trusted name in news like Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, and Atlanta's own Neil Boards. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel. The weather has changed, and here comes the leaves. Get ahead of the work with Steel's backpack and handheld blowers. They make fall cleanup quick. If you need a handheld blower for small spaces, a backpack blower for bigger jobs, or a powerful professional model to really make those leaves fly, Steel's got it all. Find your next Steel product at Howard Brothers. Their friendly team can help you find the perfect Steel blower to keep those pesky leaves out of your way. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
This is Bruce Hagan. The law in Georgia has changed, and it's going to be harder than ever to get fair treatment on your personal injury claim. If you have been injured through no fault of your own, call me. You need a real lawyer, and that's who we are. We're not some TV and billboard lawyers who don't even know how to get to the courthouse. I've been a Georgia super lawyer for 20 consecutive years, and that's because I try cases and I win cases. We get results for our clients, and we can get results for you. Hagan-law.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Uh-oh. What was that? Yeah, we're going to go live. It's Kimmer Peep Final. Let's go to the White House. Donald Trump is with the Finnish president. See what's going on. We'll come back.
Start speaking to Spain. The only one that didn't do it, the only NATO country that didn't do it is Spain. And you'll figure what that's all about, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll work, and I think with the leadership also, Mark Rutte, the Secretary General of NATO, I think, there are a lot of commitments that have to take place, and this, of course, is going to also increase industrial defense exchanges. I think we buy 4 times more military material here from the U.S., and I think it's an essential part of our whole military setup in Europe. And it's good to be working on this together. But there's one thing that I wanted to mention also. I want to congratulate you for what we have seen in the past 24 hours in Gaza.
Thank you.
I think it's a historic deal. I went through the 20 points. It's almost like the best of record. You really see all the key elements. And if someone would have said a few weeks back that you and your team are able to push us to a position where there will be a ceasefire, an exchange of prisoners, hostages, and then a pullback, I would not have believed it. But this is what diplomacy is at its best, and I think it's a potentially huge deal. So congratulations to you and your team.
Peace in the Middle East.
Peace in the Middle East, yeah.
And every country came together. Every single country came together, and people are shocked by it. But it's an amazing situation. Nobody thought it was going to happen. Thank you very much. And you've been of help, too. You help always. But we are really working more closely together, having to do with Russia, Ukraine. And I would have thought that would have been easier, because that would be number 8 for me, number 8. And I would have thought the Russia deal maybe would have been one of the easier ones. And unfortunately, last week they had over 7,000 soldiers die unnecessarily. So it's a terrible thing, but
every week
we'll be getting there hopefully soon.
Yeah, probably we'll go, or you will be going piece by piece. There are only so many agreements that you can get done, and I think this one will be the next big one. Of course, this one needs to stick, and I'm sure it will, because the incentives are all there, and then we'll continue to work. The last time I was here in the Oval Office was with the other European leaders in August, and I think we did a lot of good advancement there on security arrangements. I think you pushed us Europeans hard not to buy oil and gas from Russia, which I think is a very correct decision. Europe just put down its 19th sanction package. I think Russia is actually right now, both economically and militarily, not in a very strong place. And I think it's because of the commitments that we've made to Ukraine. So, day by day on this one.
We're going to get it worked out.
Good. Donald Trump live at the White House with the president of Finland. Talking about peace in the Middle East and Russian war and everything else. Once again, the press is all there. He's just opening up, and here we go. All right. Kimmer P. Flounder, how you doing? Let's see what's the guy. Well, I feel like I owe you a birthday or something. How about let me do a birthday list here? John O'Hurley is 71 today. John O'Hurley was the guy who played J. Peterman in The Catalog Man from Seinfeld. He hosted Family Feud for several years. John O'Hurley, 71 years old today. And this is kind of a celebration day for the 4th TV network on this day in 1986. Fox debuted on TV as the 4th major network after NBC, after that. Owned by Fox Corporation, named after 20th Century Fox. The Fox network differently operating than the other 3, in that only 3 hours of the day were dedicated to the Fox network. It had a rocky start in 1986, but Fox became the most watched network during the 2007-2008 season, and in 2019, the network was acquired by the Walt Disney Company. Well, I don't remember that. In 2019, Fox TV network? Anyway, and then now they're killing in the ratings. They're just swamping all the other.
Rocco's on the horn. He wanted to chime in on the deal Trump has made.
Excellent. Rocco, welcome aboard, my friend. What's going on? What do you think?
What's going on, Cameron?
Yes, sir.
I agree with you and Pete both. I don't really trust Hamas at all.
Yeah.
But history has got to be noted that this deal was done by Donald Trump without an ounce of help from any of the 4 living presidents.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
didn't lift a finger. And normally in the older days, a former president would have some sort of would help out.
They would have a meeting. They would go talk to somebody. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I remember that.
Not one of them has lifted a finger. Now, you know how I like to give predictions. I'm going to give you an out there on the limb prediction.
I like it.
that when Trump gets the Nobel Peace Prize, he will make the Nobel Committee come to the White House and give it to him there. As part of the 250th anniversary of this country, you have the Nobel Peace Prize given on American soil.
I like it. In fact, it reminds me of something. We got Shannon Burke coming up at 5, and I remember one time Shannon Burke doing his greatest impression of Donald Trump. You'll love this, Rocco. And he said, we're having the next celebration. We're having every jet in the whole of the United States Air Force doing a flyover. Every single plane in America is doing a Trump flyover.
I tell you what, something told me that he's going to.
I love it.
Out of the box, and that's out of the box.
Oh man, how cool would that be? They say absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, this is also the day where a former slime bag president was given the Nobel Prize. Barack Putty-Tat Hussein Obama got the Nobel Prize by drone, and one of the guys who gave it to him says he now regrets it. And let's remember, 2009, when Putty-Tat got the prize, it was a slam against the Republicans. They deliberately gave it to him, even though he had done nothing to deserve it, had not even been in political office.
Then he proceeded to bomb the piss out of about 8 countries.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's astounding. And when Donald Trump gets it, I can imagine the howling from the Democrat Party.
Yeah. And bring it here at the White House.
I love it. Hey, Rocco, thanks, man.
You bet.
What a great idea. 327. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. All right, hold everything. I got to put this down there with the thing over there and this other thing over there. Also, some other Donald Trump, again today, this is like the second or third time he's just opened up his administration to the world. Live TV cameras and people talking. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And by the way, Donald Trump talked by phone with the hostage families who are all screaming and yelling and celebrating and everything else, was just really, really terrific. Among other things that came out today, Flounder, let's do the announcement by the President of the United States about a certain new holiday that's an old holiday and coming back, if you will, sir.
In other words, we're calling it Columbus Day. Columbus Day.
New holiday
we're
again.
Back. Columbus Day, we're back, Italians. Okay. We love the Italians. Okay.
Well, there you are. And in fact, the crowd went nuts. In fact,
I'm sorry I removed that because I just did it was the press that started clapping. I'll get that and play it later.
Yeah, play the whole.
But we also have audio from an Italian family on this.
That's right. In fact, there was a lot of dispute of people saying that we shouldn't bring back Columbus Day. It should be like Indian Day or something. But they put a stop to that immediately. Flounder.
His history teacher, Mr. Cushman, is teaching your son that if Columbus was alive today, he would go on trial for crimes against humanity like Milosevic in, Europe.
Your teacher said that.
It's not just my teacher. It's the truth. It's in my history book.
So you finally read a book and it's bull.
Tony.
Look, you had to walk in Columbus's shoes to see what he went through. People thought the world was flat, for crying out loud. Then he lands on an island with a bunch of naked savages on it. I mean, that took a lot of guts. You remember when we went to Florida, the heat? And those bugs.
Well, like it took guts to murder people and put them in chains.
He was a victim of his time.
Who cares? It's what he did.
He discovered America is what he did. He was a brave Italian explorer. And in this house, Christopher Columbus is a hero. End of story.
End of story.
That's right. That's right, baby.
But everything the kid said was true.
Yeah, that's sure. And the diseases, I mean, but who knew? I mean, nobody who knew like they knew, and by the little bit more, what happened, oopsie-daisy, that's not it. What happened today with Donald Trump, Columbus Day, he said Columbus obviously discovered the New World in 1492. Well, he got that wrong. 1493, Columbus sailed the deep blue sea. Wasn't that how it goes? Anyway, Donald Trump said he sailed his 3 ships, Nina, Pinto, and Santa Maria, landed the Caribbean, important holiday, on and on and on. And the applause in the room was from the media. And he said, we're back, Italians. And that was the press that broke out in applause. He said, I've never, ever, ever seen that happen. The press broke out in applause. Good, Columbus, we're back, Italians. We love the Italians. And as a guy whose mother-in-law was named Parmi Chanfrini and whose father-in-law was Gregorio Russo. Hey. And whose entire freaking family lived within 2 blocks. It's like this back in, they all moved in together. They all moved into the same neighborhood back then in the 50s and 60s. And son of a gun, and all the women in the neighborhood were named Rose. It was just like the freaking movies. Anyway, 3:30, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Peace in our time, holy smokes, and see what the Democrats are saying. Plus, that Katie Porter story. We didn't think it was that a big deal yesterday, but boy, it is today. If you haven't heard it, you're going to enjoy the heck out of this. What a skank. 3:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
The XTRA 106.3 app is your live connection to the station, streaming free across Georgia. But it's also loaded with all our original shows and podcasts. Listen to exclusive shows from Janelle King, Ben Burnett, and so many more. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
More than intelligent, it's thoughtful. Not just spacious, it's sensuous and stylish. It's indulgent, yet outgoing. Foundationals to the GLC SUV is a turbo hybrid power, intelligent digital cockpit, and MBUX with routines. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 SUV. Just $579 per month for 36 months with 5203 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's fall sales event, now through October 31st. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through October 31st, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free, plus no payments for 2 years.
Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. We have exciting news. We are moving to a new location to serve you better. And as you can imagine, we would rather sell our inventory than move it. So drop by our Ackworth location and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on all in-stock safes. Brands like Champion, Browning, Fort Knox, and many others. We also offer professional delivery and installation. And the really exciting part is our new location in Alpharetta will offer an even better selection to suit your safe needs. So go to atlantasafehouse.com. That's atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Don't tell me the net worth of some corporate CEO. Tell me the net worth of the people he hired, the people who worked for him, the people that helped him build that wealth. There, I think, is the true worth of an entrepreneur.
Atlanta Talk Radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
Here we go. Going to go back to the White House in just a second. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3 with y'all. Happy Thursday. 2017 Foo Fighters #1 in Britain. And #1 on the U.S. album chart with their studio album Concrete and Gold. It was their second album to debut at #1 on the Billboard 200. Dave Grohl had ended a self-imposed 6-month hiatus from music so he could record the album while he recovered from an injury sustained on the Sonic Highways World Tour earlier. 2017 Foo Fighters. Huge hit, #1 thing here. It's 3:36. Let's go back to the White House. Donald Trump
Europe,
is,
as you know, a lot.
Answering questions from the press.
We can move them around a little bit, but no, basically we'll be pretty much set. Go ahead. What's your second?
My second question would be: are you planning to impose more sanctions on Russia at this point?
I might. Yeah, I might.
Mr. President, your 20-point plan says we will encourage people to stay. Can you confirm that as Gaza is rebuilt, that no one will be forced
Talking about
to
Gaza.
leave?
Yeah, nobody's going to be forced to leave. No, it's just the opposite. This is a great plan. This is a great peace plan. This is a plan that was supported by everybody. I mean, as I said, they're dancing in the streets of many, many countries right now. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. No, we're not looking to do that at all.
Mr. President, can you cut through the politics on the shutdown? We had another failed vote today. Can you speak to our viewers from Orlando to Sacramento? What's your message to some of these families tonight facing missed paychecks, potential layoffs, and missed benefits due to the shutdown?
Yeah, I blame the Democrats. They ought to call their local Democrat representative, whether it's a senator or a congressman, and it's their fault. I mean, they admit it's their fault. They campaigned on the fact that they'd never shut down the country, but they want to shut it down. And, you know, we have the greatest economy. We're the hottest country in the world right now. I think you'd admit that. The hottest country. We went from a dead country a year ago to the hottest country in the world. So I think they probably don't like that. But we're doing great. I mean, we're doing great. I would say my message is call your local representative, congressman or senator, and tell them to get on the ball. The Democrats have caused this problem.
Can I ask one more Congressman Randy Fine?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Where are you from?
I'm from Finland.
From Finland.
It's so nice. Uh-oh, here we go.
Is it topless?
Here we go with a killer question.
I would like to circle back to the icebreaker deal. So Finland and the U.S. are strengthening their economic partnership through the deal. What other areas of cooperation with Finland do you see as possible at this point?
Good question. We're going to be talking about
do we
that
care
in a
about
little
this?
while. We're going into the...
Okay, we'll cut out Flounder. Thanks. But I just wanted to, check back in. It's amazing. He's got a cabinet meeting and he meets the Finnish president.
Yeah,
and he says, "Let's go." Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, government is being proven right now is not essential for 320 million of us. Now, for the people who work for the government or dependent on those checks, yeah, it is dependent. It's a big deal for this to happen. But the country's going on. There's no crisis. It's not coming to a grinding halt.
Yeah.
It hasn't affected me one bit, not one minute, because most of the country doesn't rely on the government. The government is not the most important. The Democrats think the government's the most important thing that this country does, and it is one of the least important things the government does here.
Yeah. Well, we're fine. And again, the question that you can't help asking is, why do we need all those people?
We don't.
We
don't need the bureaucracy and the red tape.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we need people working for the government to work.
Some.
Yeah, but we don't need all those people. I mean, clearly, Doge proved it when they found trillions of waste.
It's not a government. It's an empire.
Yeah.
It's an empire that self-perpetuates itself.
Yeah.
And it's time to cut it in half or more.
I know.
The government's there to keep the hospitals going or the roads going
absolutely.
and protect the shores and the
security,
military. Maybe do a little, investigate some somebody wants to put something in space every now and then. But that should be it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what it used to be. In fact, they had, remember in the original documents, it was for a well-run militia. They relied on the people to take care of,
Woodrow Wilson, James, you know why they're able to do all this? Because they're stealing our money by doing the income tax. Should have been abolished after World War I.
Yeah.
There's no need for it. Because when they get that money, they do nothing but spend it and waste it. Take their money away.
And remember, if you didn't remember this or you didn't know it, and I didn't know it until it was set into my head not long ago, the country got its money before the income tax with tariffs.
Tariffs. Yeah.
Every cent we had to run our nation came because countries paid us money to do business with us, basically. Tariffs. And we didn't, and then somebody said, "Boy, I got a great idea. Let's take their money and then let's take it out slowly so they don't have to pay it at the end of the year." Can you imagine if you had to write a check for your taxes at the end of the January 1st or so? You know what I mean?
And then the pyramid scam of Social Security came along.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea if they could get it to work and didn't steal the money, but they've stolen the money.
Yeah, and spent it other places that are not supposed to be. Yeah. And again, if they had originally, and I remember this must have been 20 years ago when they won, when communities, I believe in Texas, were the first to start privatizing Social Security type investments for retirement for people. And every
Beaumont,
time,
Texas,
every
Galveston,
time,
I think.
Every time they did it, they made a fortune, and the money was safe, and they invested in it, and people got more than they would have relying on, what am I getting? $1,500, $1,200 a month from Social Security, which is, I appreciate it, but it doesn't pay my rent.
I'm not even getting that anymore. They took it away because I'm working. I'm daring to actually still be a productive member of society.
No,
so
you're
they,
not.
For the third time, they've stolen my money again. For the third time, they've taken it away from me and said, you got to wait till you're like 67, and maybe we'll give it to you then.
They stopped it entirely?
They stopped it. They've stopped it entirely. Without even any warning. They just did it. And I had to call and say, what's going on? Well, you're working. You're making money now. Well, it's my money. I put it in there. It's my money. I should be able to get it whenever I want. It's mine.
Well,
No, you can't do it. It's our money. That's what happens when you give the government power. If they can do this to your money, think what they'll do if they take your guns.
Well, how come I'm getting my Social Security, far as I know?
Because you're over 67. You're 67 and over. And I decided, because you don't know how long you're going to live, I decided when I was 63, 64, I'm going to start getting my damn money because it's my money. I want it now.
But that's a fairly new thing. As I recall, when I got, when our radio station went out, went syndicated, so we all lost our jobs. I was 62. And so I retired, and I got my Social Security. But at the time, I'm sure that even if you went back to work, you would still get your Social Security, and that must have changed then between my time retiring and your time retiring.
Well, it's like Joe Biden came out, 20, 30 years ago, came out and said, you know what? All this money we stolen from them and we taxed them the whole time they were making it. This is Social Security. Now we need to tax them again when they're getting it.
Yeah.
And that's Joe Biden who did that. And now they've come up with this thing where, well, if you're still trying to be a productive member of society, well, screw you. It's like we did during COVID. When you and I tried to keep working and Flounder tried to keep working, they basically screwed us.
Yeah, we got nothing.
Because we still tried to work.
Yeah, we got nothing. Anyway,
not nothing. We got like what, 10 grand over
over 3 years,
over years or something.
Not a piece.
I misspoke.
That's combined.
Hey, Dad and Mom, I was the CEO of my own company.
I'll never forget when we had that after you were like, look, guys, I got checkbooks that say Kimmer Media.
That's right.
I just got to think today your business credit card's about to expire and saying, we're good.
Yeah, thank God, because I was going to try to squirt the last dollar out of it.
Bottom line,
in there? We have any money in there?
This federal empire can eat a bag of Richards right
That's
now.
That's right. Don't step on it. Do you have any money in there at all?
No, there's zero money in the account, and they're threatening to close it.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
Leave me alone. He moved. What an experience.
Close the P.O. box. Yeah, they literally. We should have sat on our ass, smoking dope, eating Doritos, and taking the government check.
Yeah.
The whole time, we would have made money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we made more money than we did.
Yeah. The federal empire is not your friend. It's your enemy most of the time.
Did you get one of those credit cards, a free government credit card during COVID?
No.
I know people who worked for companies who got credit cards, and it was, I think you could spend, I forgot how much, but it was a credit card that you could use for groceries and stuff during COVID.
I got one check. Got one check for $1,500, I think.
Well, I think everybody in Georgia got one-time thing, but it wasn't part of a program. Anyway, whatever. I'm glad. Thank God those days are over. And honestly, when you compare this administration to what happened in all those years and all those lost years.
Well, guess what? Daily Mail has put up a map that this winter there's going to be parts of this country that are going to go back to 2020 and start making people wearing masks.
California just passed a thing going back to COVID masks.
They're insane.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah. I don't know where they're getting this guideline stuff. If they go back to those 6-foot circles, I swear to God, I'm going to take a hostage.
It's not going to happen. No one's going to do it.
Remember, originally it was supposed to be 10 feet, but that was an inconvenience, so they moved it to 6.
Hey, I'll make it 6.
That's follow the science.
Good number.
Follow the science.
It's 3:45 already. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing?
XTRA 106.3 is Atlanta's home for NASCAR, and we have live races every weekend from across the country. Check out XTRA1063.com for the full schedule and join us this weekend for live NASCAR action.
Pete Davis here, and football is in full swing. An Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite player is going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I play too. This season, I'm looking at Michael Penix Jr. to go higher on touchdown projections and Drake London to go higher on receiving yards. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's, and running a business is tough. Juggling clients, employees, cash flow. Why worry about IT? iTech Atlanta can keep your systems running securely and smoothly so that you can focus on your business. Minimize downtime and protect against cyber threats, all at a predictable, fixed, low monthly cost. For 25 years, iTech Atlanta has been helping businesses just like yours. They would love to manage your IT on time and under budget. Learn more. Visit iTechAtlanta.com. We manage your IT so you can manage your business.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for us at Stovall, this is a cause that hits close to home. My mother, mother-in-law, and now my wife have all battled breast cancer. Over the past 9 years, Stovall & Company has raised over $400,000 for the National Breast Cancer Foundation through our annual Pinktober fundraiser. During the month of October, 100% of the proceeds of our Pinktober plants, as well as 10% of all Rainbird irrigation sales, will be donated to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. Stop by any of our 11 locations or visit our website at StovallInc.com.
Here today with Evan Ward from Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know you've been quite busy in the office these days. So let's talk about some of the things folks are calling you most about here lately.
Well, Kevin, the biggest thing people are really talking about right now is retirement. And I look at retirement as a journey, not a destination. The goal of almost everybody out there is to grow and preserve a tax-efficient portfolio so they can actually enjoy their retirement. And that's why I partnered with Market Guard. I get a lot of the same questions. Evan, when do I sell? When do I hold? And if I sold, when do I get back into the market? In my opinion, that's market timing. And in my experience, market timing, it can be quite confusing. And we have to look at it and allow the math to do the work.
Everybody has a different appetite for risk. So where does Market Guard fit in?
Well, if you want asset preservation and you don't want it to go down due to market volatility, We have portfolios that are designed for this. But if you want to participate in those larger markets, Market Guard can also offer more stock and aggressive portfolios for those that are looking for that kind of strategy. And here's what I propose for our listeners today. For the next 10 callers, we're going to do a Market Guard portfolio comparison, side by side with what you're currently doing, and we'll show you how your 401k and other investments are doing. And we'll make recommendations, and then you can see the difference between Market Guard and what it can do for your portfolio. After that, you decide if you want us to do a complete retirement plan. So give us a call today at 678-736-7799 and ask for your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison.
Again, call Evan Ward with Atlas Retirement. That number, folks, 678-736-7799, and you can pick up your complimentary Market Guard portfolio comparison. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Yeah, a little modern-day hippie. 2003, Ambrose Campos was charged with stalking Sheryl Crow.
Ambrose.
37-year-old New Yorker tried to sneak into New York's Hammerstein Ballroom because she was playing there, and then he tried to get into Sheryl Crow's limousine when she left the venue. The idiot's brother said he's harmless, but he was sure infatuated with Sheryl Crow. Not much of a patriot, I would say, given her past America-hating tactics, but she's a decent singer. Let's see. Kara Pete and Flounder, how you doing? Birthday list, and I do a little Beatles section here. Sean Lennon's birthday, 50 years old. John and Yoko's son. And Sean, can you believe Sean Lennon's 50?
50.
And this is
boy.
This is also John Lennon's birthday.
Yeah.
He was born in 1940, died in 1980, and Sean Lennon is 50 years old today. And speaking of the Beatles, and speaking of that, the song that you all will know, a single by the Beatles hits #1 on the Billboard list on this day in 1965, and they did not want it released. The song was Yesterday, written by Paul McCartney and credited to John Lennon and McCartney. It was initially released on the album Help, but the Beatles did not want to release the song Yesterday as a single because they said it just did not fit their image. The Beatles actually stopped the song Yesterday from being released as a single in Britain. But they couldn't stop it in America. They said, screw you, pal. And the thing was released on September 13th, and it quickly rose to #1. And it's now one of the most recorded songs in music history. Everybody has done Yesterday.
And Lennon was so pissed off about that song. He says he'd be sitting in a Mexican restaurant and the mariachi band would come up and say, we play your song and play Yesterday. It's not my song.
I don't like that.
And until he wrote Imagine, he always had an inferiority complex about it, that Paul had the song, and then he wrote Imagine.
Oh, my. 353, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. Again, just amazing peace progress from Donald Trump and his administration. And now have they voted on they must have already voted on the Nobel Peace Prize, which they're giving them out this week. So that's got to be due to give out
this week.
Yeah, they gave out a couple today, a couple yesterday, and I just missed on my fifth one.
He should have got it for Rwanda.
I know. Yeah, he's already done. He's done. This will be #8, I think.
Pakistan and India could have been a nuclear exchange.
Yeah. Well, now maybe he won it. Maybe if it's already been decided, we don't know. But I don't know when it's going to be announced, and I assume if there's already a date it's going to be announced, it must already have been decided. So I don't know, but unless they can change it, I don't know if they do that. I don't know if last-minute events make a voting decision different. I don't know. I have no idea how it works. Although I do know this: I know when they gave it to Barack Hussein Puttitat, they did it as a get against Republicans. They did it deliberately again to bash the Bush's family, as I recall. I mean, they admitted it. Guys on the panel admitted it. Anyway, all right, 3:54 already. Okay, if you haven't heard this skank woman, Katie Porter, what a vicious snot. This woman used to be in Congress in California. Now then she got beat, but she ran for the Senate, and Adam Schiff for brains beat her, so now she's out of work, so now she wants to be the California governor, and she's been leading the polls. There are like 8 candidates, and she's been leading the polls until maybe right now. Now, yesterday we talked about this woman in California who pulled a hissy fit because she was being interviewed on TV and she didn't like the reporter, ragging her about whether she was going to get all the votes for Republicans and stuff like this because she's a Democrat. And she went on. She said, "I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with this." And she was just real snotty. Just stopped the interview and so forth. Well, Politico has just released the audio from a couple of years ago when she was talking with the energy secretary and about energy stuff, and all of a sudden one of her staffers walked into the TV picture, and although at the time it was edited out for the release on TV, here's the actual sound of this woman when she got mad because one of her staff members walked into her TV picture frame.
Is dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my shop.
That was F you.
Tell you that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay. You also were in my shop before that.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you for making me not look like an idiot.
Yeah. Stepped in to help her. They edited that entire powder. I went on and on. You were in my shop. Stay out of my shot. Stay out of my shot. This woman reminds me of Amy Klobuchar. Remember what a snot she and her staff. And this is the same woman. There's another Democrat, typical, vicious, hate-filled, ball-busting, miserable, unhappy. Bitchy. Her staff hates her. They're all afraid of her. And she wants
a leader.
She's perfect. She's
trying to be Trump.
Yeah.
And the problem is, you're just looking like a biatch.
Well, you can't just call people names, and that's not what Donald Trump's.
No.
I mean, they missed the whole point. So it's hysterical. And now I can't imagine what the polls are going to show now. She's all over TV now.
Oh, imagine how entertaining though it'll be if she is the governor of California.
Oh my God.
She's a level 10 Karen.
She's Karen, and she's
She
hideous.
supposedly poured mashed potatoes over her ex-husband's head.
Yeah, she got in a fight, and they were scalding hot. It was like right off the flaming stove, and threw them on her husband's head and face with boiling mashed potatoes just for the fun of it.
That would happen once.
Husband, yeah,
once. My mother hit me once, Johnny. Once,
yeah. She sounds perfect. We're gonna get a woman like that. I love mashed potatoes. Hey, flounder. How about a flounder's fun? Yeah, there we go. A little something there.
Dying prematurely.
Where'd I go? Today's what do you got here?
Well, my girlfriend and I had never lived with a woman before, so I was over her place for the first time. I really wanted to make a good impression, but then she threw me a curveball. She was like, "Hey, it's getting late. Do you want to get ready for bed?" She was like, "Do you want to do your nighttime routine?" You do a dance before you go to bed. He said, "No, do you want to get ready for bed?" I had no idea that was something you could get ready for. It was straight men. Straight men do not get ready for bed. That is something that happens to us, okay? That is something that sneaks up on us in the nighttime. Do you have a nighttime routine, sir? No, me and him have the same nighttime routine. 2 steps, right eye, left eye. Gangster routine, baby.
Who's that there, Flounder?
Non-Bannon is what he goes by.
Oh, my goodness. By the way, yesterday I remember remarking to Flounder how cold it was in this room. Now the temperature's been cold and getting colder outside. Right. Now it's hot. And so Flounder said, he said, well, you should get up and bring a hoodie or I said, yeah, I got a pullover. I'll bring something. So I wore this day. It's boiling in here. But I'm wearing a t-shirt on, so I may just have to take this thing off, but it figures. And again, they don't actually give me a desk or anything, a area to work. They didn't think I'd be lasting that long, so they didn't want to
single out place for me to sit and work. So I don't like having drawers. People like to put stuff. But I don't know. You can buy. I'll make you a little space. I'll make you a little counter space. I'll keep my coat in my pullover there. Excellent.
Lockers?
What's that? Yeah, they have lockers. A good locker? I didn't get a locker. No, I'll show you. Like if you have a lock at home, they have like locks. Yeah, bring one and I'll get you a locker. Is it down with the 680 guys in there? Yeah. Well, I don't think anything going down there. Yeah. I'll show you. I'll just sneak in there when you're not around me. I don't think you're
Hey, it's a little diversity of thought.
Okay, we're all over needed. It's coming up on 4 o'clock. Kevin Payton Flounder. How's that for diverse?
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Cautious optimism that a peace deal will hold. Lisa Brady, Fox News, as the Israeli cabinet nears a vote on the Trump plan to end the war in Gaza after Israel and Hamas agreed to phase 1, including releasing remaining hostages and a ceasefire which would begin immediately if implementation wins approval.
These are the most tense moments. We've all covered this conflict for many years, and it's in these hours before a full ceasefire goes into effect that things often go wrong. And so the families of these hostages are waiting with bated breath. They want to make sure that this gets across the finish line. It does appear at this moment that things are moving forward as planned.
Fox is Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. There is some concern about future phases of the plan, which also calls for Hamas to disarm. But the focus for now is on phase 1. President Trump says the hostages will be back Monday or Tuesday.
I'll probably be there. I hope to be there. And we're planning on leaving sometime Sunday, and I look forward to it. And everybody, I see celebrating in Israel, but they're celebrating in many other countries too.
Of the remaining 48 hostages, 20 are believed to be alive. It's not clear yet how long it may take to find the remains of the others. The president's latest comments coming during an Oval Office meeting with the president of Finland, also focusing in part on the war in Ukraine. Answering a question on whether the U.S. would defend Finland if Russia attacked, President Trump said yes, but that he doesn't think that will happen. Also saying again there may be more sanctions on Russia. On day 9 of a government shutdown.
Our position has been well articulated in defense of the American people. Cancel the cuts, lower the costs, save health care.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries as Republicans keep pushing for government to reopen before talks on policy differences. 2 short-term spending bills failing for a 7th time today in the Senate. The Dow down 243 at the bell. America's listening to Fox.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs, whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited. The point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Oh my. There we go. Kimmer Payton Flounder, 403. Happy Thursday. Working on a weekend. In fact, as I mentioned in the morning show, our friend Swatoon was on the morning show talking about those giant spiders, which they apparently start popping out about this time of year, so they're all over the place. They're like a foot long. And
Joro spiders?
Joro, yeah.
They're all actually...
Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're all over my house in our neighborhood. The other morning, I was letting Winston out, and I ran right into a web.
Oh, man, because they're supposed to be... And
it's just like getting a mosquito bite.
Yeah. Oh, they do bite? I didn't know if they actually would, affect you at all. And those webs are supposed to be like ropes. I mean, they're pretty sturdy.
Every weekend, I have to go around the house with a broom and knock them all down because that's how quick they rebuild.
Holy cow. Yeah, there's by the billion. They're all over the. It's like the locust popped up every 12 years or whatever. Anyway, and Swatoon was on the morning show. And by the way, you know what the morning show calls Thursdays? Stripper Day.
Why is it Stripper Day?
Stripper Day because you're closing in on the weekend, and it's like when you go to a strip joint to see pretty girls, you can look, but you can't really go all the way to touch them. So it's not really quite the weekend, but you're getting excited about the weekend. So if you're looking at a stripper, you're looking at a pretty girl, but you know you can't, and you're getting ready for the next step, which is the weekend coming up tomorrow.
It's like when you see, it's like for men, like when women see a service dog, it's like, oh, can I touch it? No, it's like when you see a pretty lady. No, don't touch.
Yeah. Anyway, not that I would even remember, but seriously. Anyway, back to the music here. Now, I don't know anything about Dr. Feelgood. I know the name and so forth, but I know nothing about the guys. Especially, I'm amazed because this is from the 70s. 1976, Dr. Feelgood scored their only #1 album in Britain with Stupidity, went to the top. Was the first ever live album to go #1 in Britain in the first week of release. And it was recorded at the South End on the Sea, whatever that is. But Dr. Feelgood, and again, I don't ever remember even hearing that name in the 70s. I know I've heard the name as a grown man. Anyway, they were as big as they must have been.
I'm not sure. I just saw them on the list, and they're not one of the normals, so I thought I'd throw them on there.
Yeah, pretty bizarre, but I know the name and so forth. Anyway, birthday list on the Kim Repeat and Flounder program. Robert Wool, W-U-H-L, Wool. Robert Wool is 74. He was in Arliss. He was Arliss, I guess. And he was also one of the coaches in Bull Durham.
Yeah, he was in Batman.
Come on, yeah.
Tim Burton's Batman, and he was in Cobb.
Oh, that's right, Cobb. He played a major role in Cobb. Was he the reporter, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, a huge role in Cobb. I'm surprised I didn't list that and I forgot it. Kim Repeat Flounder, 406. All right, we got more politics coming up, but let's do this. So we got a whole different weird thing here.
Actually, real quick, we have...
Yes.
Canadian Jeff.
What's going on, eh? How you doing there, Jeff?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're on the right side of the grass, my friend. That's all I got going right now. What's happening? What's up?
What's going on with the giant spiders, man? We were thinking about moving down there, but my wife won't be able to do those giant spiders.
Yeah, they're bad. I mean, they're like as big as your
everywhere.
fist.
They're out west too.
Yeah, they're all over.
Now, they haven't gotten here yet. Maybe it's the advantage of the cold weather, I tell you.
Well, I don't know how. I don't think they last that long. But again, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. And I don't know why I haven't noticed them where I live in a townhouse cul-de-sac, so I guess maybe they wouldn't be around. Well, we have woods nearby. I'll go look, see if I can find them. I've never seen one, I don't think, or if I've forgotten it. Anyway, well, yeah, don't be scared.
Don't go out in the woods.
Yeah, don't go.
Did you guys catch any bit of our lovely Prime Minister going down to see Trump the other day?
Yeah. we have actually we covered part of that live and everything, and and they're playing all lovey-dovey and all this good stuff, and then we're trying to make a comment about how wonderful things are. We're going to get together and they're going to do more deals and so forth. And now I think isn't the latest they're going to open up the Alaska pipeline or something, or not that what's the other pipeline? Keystone Pipeline. I've been talking about that.
That'll be great.
Yeah,
for Alberta.
Yeah.
So, Alberta's ready to go. I tell you, they're fuming.
Yeah. Now but the thing is, and Pete made the point when we were talking about all this new cooperation with Canada, they're still going nuts up there, taking away freedoms and liberties and cracking down on social media comments and things. And it's still, has anything changed up there these days, Jeff?
Well, there's 3 bills they're putting through. And if they put those 3 bills through, I probably won't be able to get your app anymore.
Wow.
And more than likely, I'll probably be going to jail.
Well, what are they? What are those? We really now want to know what those 3 laws are they're talking about there. What would they do?
Well, it's all about bullying online, same stuff that they've done in Britain, basically.
Wow. Online bullying. Yeah.
I'm getting in my. If that happens, and they come after me, I'm getting in my canoe and I'm going across the river. I'm going to be a refugee.
Wow.
That's going to be crazy.
Well, we'll find a place for you and your lovely bride if need be, because that's a I mean, good grief! And then you do not have a in a constitution. You do not, as I understand it, do not have a freedom of the press clause in a legal document for Canada. Is that correct? Do I understand that right?
No, we do not.
Yeah.
And basically, they're going to be with one of these bills they're putting through. We have it's a notwithstanding clause where a province can argue something to get out of something, and that'll be gone. So it's a change to our constitution.
Wow. Brutal.
It's very, very sneaky.
I don't like what's that's and again in Europe and Britain in particular and Canada. I mean, it's it's sweeping. It's just
free speech disappearing.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, listen, keep the faith, my friend. We're here if you need us.
I know.
All
you
right.
can bust me out if you have to, okay?
All right, man. Thanks, Jeff.
Welcome south, brother.
There you go, baby. Here we go, spiders and all.
Did you see the part where Trump was lecturing Carney on transsexuals, and Carney's got a tranny freak son or daughter, whatever
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh my God!
And he's sitting there real uncomfortable. And Trump's going off.
His boys' bathroom business. Yow. The whole thing is just.
Every night Trump, before he goes to bed, must look in the mirror and say, "It's good to be the king."
Well, I mean, look what he's done. Donald Trump should be running the world.
He's our daddy.
I mean,
he's our daddy. He's the world's daddy right now.
And Daddy's home. Daddy came home. I mean,
an adult is in charge. No, he acts childish, but an adult is in charge, and I fear what happens after he leaves, that the children are going to try and get back in power again.
Well, again, my one of my fears is if the rebound works better than it did over Carmela's possible administration. If the Democrats actually do get back in control, every one of those millions of illegal immigrants will now become an American citizen able to vote.
They'll bring them back. They'll open the border again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'll never lose power again, ever.
No, there'll be a civil war because no one's going to put up with it.
And
you can't have the whole country, the hospitals and the schools overrun and the welfare systems overrun. You can't have that. No more jobs.
Yeah. And that's how. And by the way, that's how close it is. It only takes a few votes in Congress and the Senate, and it's over.
It's over.
I mean,
over.
Yeah, it's like, what do we have, 51-48, or if it depends who shows up and stuff in the Senate, and the House is, iffy-whiffy, and, when the Republican congressmen drop out to become, heads of administrations or whatever, we lose another vote. I mean, it's just...
It's a circle from corporation to media to government, around and around and around they go.
Yeah. I don't like it.
And you're right. And here the Republicans who have the power right now, or at least some of it, should be just abusing it right now while they have it, because they're not going to have it forever.
Yeah. And Rand Paul today did a vote. The Democrats tried to stop Donald Trump from blowing up drug boats. The Democrats had tried to pass a bill to stop Donald Trump from blowing up drug boats in the ocean, and Rand Paul voted with the Democrats to stop Donald Trump from blowing up drug boats.
Yet not a peep when Obama was droning American citizens overseas with no trial, nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just astounding.
And killing innocents around them.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It's all a joke. I've come to the conclusion. The federal empire, the court system, this is all one massive joke right now, and the joke is on us.
Well, almost every day there's another scandal revealed. In fact, we'll talk about even more stuff you may not have realized the FBI did in the Mar-a-Lago raid. And that's still been more evidence coming out of just incredible duplicity. Oh, my God. No. Anyway, also, what about keeping men's hair growing instead of not coming back again? We got two major things on this, and it could be bad for your health or really good for your hair.
I don't care.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, it's 4:13. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder. I'll take a chance. What have I got to lose?
Take a chance on me.
It's time time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
I've always had a real affection for the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. My aunt was the widow of a diplomat who negotiated part of the agreement that ended, or should we say suspended, the Korean War. There's an airplane hanging from the ceiling of the Air and Space Museum that my father flew in World War II. The last time I checked, the basket there in the hot air balloon was the same make and model of the one I flew for 1,000 hours. Now Trump is after the wokeism of the Smithsonian. You're probably not going to read a lot about that, but let me share you some of the things about the Smithsonian that has him and a lot of other Americans upset. The Natural Museum of American History. It's no longer about Ben Franklin's kite or the original Star-Spangled Banner. Now it's pride flags and panels about systemic oppression. The Entertainment Nation exhibit shows Mickey Mouse as a legacy of blackface and the Lone Ranger a metaphor for U.S. imperialism. The Smithsonian American Art Museum has a feature now showing sculpture has been a powerful tool in promoting scientific racism. So many exhibits that have nothing to do with race whatsoever find it necessary to insert racism and slavery into every aspect of American life. I'm afraid it would be really depressing to visit the Smithsonian today. Maybe Donald Trump just wants to make Americans proud of the Smithsonian again. Oh, by the way, did I tell you about the artist who withdrew her submission of a statue of the Statue of Liberty? Yep, she was afraid the Smithsonian would reject the statue because she depicted the Statue of Liberty as transgender. Can't make it up. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. I was raised to respect my neighbors, and they've got plenty to say about Southern Exteriors. Sarah from Covington, very professional, no hassle, and great quality. Will from Jackson, the crew showed up on time, worked efficiently, and left everything spotless. Jennifer from Jenkinsburg summed it up. Awesome, caring, professional. That's Southern Exteriors. Trusted by me, trusted by your neighbors. Call 8779-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Braves Country Convos is the newest official podcast of the Atlanta Braves. Join hosts Jory Palmer and Lauren Saad for some fun, lighthearted, and unexpected discussions as they interview guests with strong Braves country ties about the things that connect us all. Guests range from Braves alumni Charlie Culberson, MLB Network's Lauren Shahadi, and more. Visit Braves.com/podcast to begin listening to Season 1 wherever you get your podcasts or watch on YouTube. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country. Join Daniel Madelon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. or listen to the podcast anywhere. Justice Unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We have become a highly sought-after turf installation company in the Atlanta and North Georgia luxury residential market. Big reason for that is our installers are ATL Turf Co. employees. We do not outsource labor. They are trained to be experts in the turf installation process, drainage, grading. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment. environment.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication on your accounts, report phishing, and update your software on all your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. So stay smart, stay safe, and stay protected with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK. Terms to apply.
Well, yes. Beautiful. All right. Sex Pistols. In 1976, Sex Pistols signed to EMI Records for $68,000. 3 months later, their contract was terminated, and EMI stopped production of their Anarchy in the UK single and deleted the whole thing from the catalog. EMI later issued a statement saying it felt unable to promote the Sex Pistols records in view of the adverse publicity generated over the last few months because they were Anarchy in the UK and taking on the Queen. And were they calling her names? I forgot what the actual words were that were so offensive. Anybody remember what the problem was?
Who?
Sex Pistols. Why
God Save the Queen?
Yeah, but they
God
were...
Save the Queen and her fascist regime.
Yeah, that was what it was. Yeah, I forgot the exact words of why they banned her.
Got a couple phone calls. Can you get a minute?
I'm sorry, what's that?
They got on the barge outside of Parliament on the Thames River and were blasting it. That was part of the problem.
That pretty much would do it, yeah. I'm sorry, Flounder.
Got a couple phone calls. We got David on the horn first.
Hey, David, welcome, sir. What's going on? What do you think?
Hey, well, how's it going? I just wanted to chat with you guys. I know since you're such a big fan of Tay-Tay, I wanted to give you a new revelation that I discovered today. And Flounder also has apparently heard this as well.
Yeah.
So on her new album, and I think you should review this song on the air, or at least read the lyrics,
right.
She dedicated a song strictly to Travis Kelce's member.
Oh my goodness.
Talked about...
Yeah, the name of the song is called Wood.
Wood. Oh, my.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flounder, why don't you go into some more of the details that you I think it's going
Well, as a newly married man who Veronica
funny,
shared
Dave.
some of the details on the new album, but apparently it's the 9th track on the album, which means I guess you could say 9 inches.
That would be...
And it's all in the song.
Still measuring in inches.
Yeah, it's all in the song. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first I've heard of that. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't.
It's raunchy. Because of what's the other girl? Sabrina's gone raunchy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
She talks about letting her open her thighs and all kinds of stuff.
Music stick.
Oh, my. Oh. Yikes. And by the way, the Babylon Bee had a pretty funny line about her. They said, Babylon Bee says, Taylor Swift assures Travis Kelce that her new song, Dumb Harry Football Jock, was not about him. So I hadn't heard about the wood. Anyway, thank you, David. That's kind of bizarre. But, good for her. Frankly, everybody. In fact, what did I hear today? I heard, Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck was bragging and making a huge, serious point, saying, I am one of the proud people to say that never in my life have I ever even thought about listening to Taylor Swift. Not only would I never want to care about that, I would never. And I'm thinking, geez, take it easy, will you? What's the problem? My God. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, bashing, I would never spend one lousy. And I'm going, guys, just a singer.
I agree with him.
Well, I mean, I think it's a great story.
Listen to her latest album. Look what she's doing there. And she is influential to all those young girls. And just she's going raunchy because that's what the younger ones are doing.
Well, now, see, this is new to me. By raunchy, in other words, is it an anti-American thing or just I mean, what is it? That's
somebody
troubling?
said one of them was. I'm not sure about that.
It's pretty much the song Wood. Like one of the
explicit.
Yeah, she says, what's one of the lyrics here? Forgive me, it sounds cocky. He hypnotized me and opened my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
Oh, my. Okie dokie. Well, it's kind of, that's kind of, well, that's
not that explicit,
geez.
but
It's
still.
not terrible, but it's still, it's you know what it's geared towards.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Shake It Up, or Teardrops on
Shake
My
it off.
Guitar?
Shake
My
it off.
God.
Right. A whole lot of shaking going on. You ever listen to the live version of that? Come on. From the 50s?
Yeah, I know. That's true. Well, I don't care. Good for her. I won't. I only like pretty songs and love songs and things like that are good beats and good chorus and so. And I've got a feeling a song like that would not be anything I would care about listening.
And we got one more call. Moam wants to talk about Trump's the victory with Hamas and Israel.
Excellent. Is it Moan?
I believe so.
Welcome. How you doing? Welcome aboard. What's up?
Thank you very much. I live here in the Atlanta area, but I am from Israel originally.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to give my thanks to President Trump. It is nothing short of a miracle what he was able to do. I never thought I would see such a thing. My family back in Israel, they keep saying they have a special prayer for Trump. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, President Trump. It is amazing. But we're a little bit concerned that when the Epstein files come out, we're going to find out he's a pedophile. What do you think of that?
Who the Trump's a pet? Oh, please. Oh, it's our
same jackass.
Yeah, that's Moan Doucheface. What is it? Is it Moan Doucheface? Or?
Yeah, yesterday it was Duke.
Oh, what a dirtbag.
Yeah, if he was a pedophile, don't you think the Democrats would have used it by now?
They would have released that for the day he came down the escalator. Are you kidding me? Oh, please. What a dirt. And by the way, you scumbag.
He's a spineless weasel. Every day this guy calls and talks about how he wants to pray. He's a complete liar and a...
Yeah, honestly, if you want to have a discussion, we'll have a discussion. And if you, we have nothing to lose about it. You don't have to be a sneaky little weasel. There's almost nothing worse than. I'll bet you're the kind of guy who would stand outside an Army Navy store window and say, "Yeah, I could have done that. Yeah, boy. Next one comes up, I'm gonna help all those. Yeah, that's me, boy. Yeah. How about you tell freaking stories? Yeah. Well, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you that you think you're going to actually make a point that someone would pay attention to by lying to get on a talk show in Atlanta, Georgia, to pretend to be and by the way, shame on you to pretending to be an Israeli who's praising Donald Trump as they are right now in Israel. And I was going to try to have a conversation with an actual Jew from Israel talking about how the Israeli people are more in love with Donald Trump's activities than American people are, and talk about what an incredible event this is in world history, and how the people of Israel are all of a sudden in a whole different place than they were just 24 hours ago. And you have to blacken that entire possibility of a philosophy of the kind of thing that people in America might want to hear as some kind of a beautiful, positive message. And you ruin that by pretending to be that Jew talking about the great Donald Trump and then bring in pedophilia. You little weaseling little scumbag. I mean, you're a slimy little scumbag.
We got a new rule on the Kimmer Show. Anyone who starts talking in a foreign language is immediately cut off.
Well, but the problem
is we don't know what he said.
Well, that's true too. That's true too.
Yeah, speak English. Or find somewhere else.
Well,
unless it's in Spanish that I will understand maybe every fourth word.
Yeah. Well, but again, I don't mean.
Yama Brent.
Yeah, I shouldn't. I shouldn't.
Yamas, Brent.
I shouldn't dwell on this, but this whole issue. But there's really nothing worse than being that kind of a weaselly little nobody.
I'm giggling now.
Seriously.
I got one over on Kimmer.
Yeah, he's going to tell all his friends. He
doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, that's what it's just goes in his mom's basement. He's going to go on TikTok and do. It's just. How could you live like that? And he obviously planned it. He probably wrote down the dialogue.
Listens.
Yeah. Oh my God. But and maybe he's getting. I bet he's
he almost calls every day, and unfortunately, he caught me off guard with with a little bit of a accent, so that caught me off guard. But
well, again, he's deliberately messing with the show and with people who are listening. We're probably getting tired of me talking about this. So I'll move on.
We don't need to talk about him
Messing
anymore.
with the Mekon.
Yeah, but again, I just this is he's just a weaselly little scumbag, and I'd love to get in a fight with a guy like that. Okay, that's kind of way. I'm not a role model
And
here.
you're a peaceful man.
That's right. I'm a very peaceful man. I'm definitely not a tough guy, and I'm a peaceful man. But I would love to just confront this guy and really shake him up. Anyway. Okay, 420.
Shake it off, Kimber.
I know,
Shake it
everything's fine. Again, it's just, I really feel bad. What kind of a life do you have that's your thing? That's what you want to do every day? Okay, all right, sorry. All right, here we go.
Let's
All
move
right,
on.
hair. All right. 2 things on hair and men. Ladies, we hate you because you have a hair thing. Sorry. Okay, that's over and done with. I won't bring it up again.
I don't hate women.
No, I love them, but
Speak for yourself.
All right,
That's
I
just
am.
we,
Who else am I
Kemosabe.
speaking for? 2 things going on in the issue of hair and men. First of all, let's do the good news. Scientists have found that steviosides, which are a compound, when mixed with the popular over-the-counter hair loss drug minoxidil, known as Rogaine, when you mix Rogaine with steviosides, it helps revive hair growth on the head. Steviosides are stevia, the natural zero-calorie sweetener. Stevia is used in 40,000 products around the world. It's in sugar. There's people buy that instead of Equal and all the rest of it. Stevia, sugar. It's a sugar substitute. And they found they do tests on mice. They put a microneedle patch with a mix of minoxidil and stevia on the bald back of mice every day for a month, and it triggered new hair in 70% of the back of the mouse.
I'll be right
70%. They say it could be help the body absorbs more of the minoxidil. The problem with Rogaine is that the scalp, when you gel it in or foam it in, whatever, the scalp doesn't absorb very well. So it takes you have to do it twice a day for 6 months before you actually see anything at all, if you're lucky. And again, it's something, but when you mix it with this stevia, studies say the oral minoxidil is twice likely to experience the side effects, though, of unwanted hair growth other places. But again, they're finding out, and they need more testing thing. But again, 70% hair growth by mixing stevia with Rogaine? Who wouldn't try that?
Back in the 90s, I made a bet the Hawks wouldn't make the playoffs or beat Milwaukee in the playoffs, and they did. So me and Jeremy Ferguson, the late, great Jeremy, went to Hooters there, right down the street there for the Battery, and got our head shaved because we lost the bet.
No kidding.
And then we got Rogaine and started using Rogaine to see if it would work.
Yeah.
And it does a little bit of peach fuzz, but that's about it. It wasn't worth the trouble.
And the problem is with Rogaine, if you don't use it for like 1 or 2 days, everything falls out.
You have to do it twice a day forever for at least 6. Yeah, that's the thing. Now here's one more quick. We'll have the part 2 of our men's hair.
That's a tease.
Lovely hair.
Coming up here in a second. 4:32 with Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Wait a minute, we got more now. Don't go away.
XTRA 106.3 is proud to be a community station that shares your values. This is your station, talking about issues and stories that are most important to you and your family. Stream us live on our all-new app in crystal clear HD and always live on your radio at 106.3 FM.
Well, there's big news, Atlanta. Safe House coming closer to where the Kimmer lives, and hopefully you too, because it's moving their Safe House location to Alpharetta very, very soon. A lot of big happy news coming up. And the good news for you is, right now, they would rather sell the safes they have at their showroom location in Ackworth instead of dragging them down there and putting them in the trucks and everything. They're going to do it because that's what they do for a living. Atlanta Safe House. It means you're going to save a bundle of money. Right now, stuff is on sale like you've probably never seen before. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars saved savings to you because they're right there. And man, by the way, they have almost 200 of them sitting there ready to go, and they can design them on the inside any way you want because they're going to all be, but they don't sell right now for hundreds and hundreds less than normal. They're going to have to haul down to the new location, which is good news in Alpharetta. We'll more about that later. And these safes, don't forget, you don't pay any sales tax on gun safes at Atlanta Safe House. And keeping yourself safe, your stuff safe, like I learned the hard way when I didn't have a safe down in Florida when I retired and messed up my medical records. Anyway, keeping stuff like your living will and your financial and medical stuff safe for your family. You know where it's going on. Bows and arrows and jewelry and all kinds of safes. They've got it all. Big sales right now. Sherwood and Ackworth, and they're moving to Alpharetta. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. The big question for many of our listeners as they approach retirement is, will I be okay in retirement? Sean, how do you help someone figure out if they've saved enough to be comfortable?
Great question. There's a lot of different aspects to this, but the biggest thing is looking at risk. Look, there's a lot of different risks to your money, like market risk, there's healthcare costs, inflation, and taxes. All those need to be accounted for. Many people worry if they've saved enough. Am I going to outlive my money? Strategies to help preserve your wealth can be more important than the dollar amount that you saved. Get an analysis of your situation to help you get that clarity that you need.
Tell us about the offer you have for listeners.
If you're worried about if you'll be okay for retirement, you probably don't have a plan. You might not even know what I mean when I'm talking about, do you have a retirement plan? Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit, and you can get that by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped me put this thing together just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters from everything from investments to Social Security, income planning, and has other guides that go along with it as well, with some checklists in regards to all those different strategies and topics as well. So if you want to get that information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy Framework today. Like Sean said, just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
The Fan and Extra 106.3 are proud to salute all those who've served our great nation at our 2025 Veterans Day Golf Classic. Friday, November 7th at Heritage Golf Links. Join all your favorite Fan and Extra personalities for a day of golf, prizes, and fun, all benefiting our friends at the Warrior Alliance. Special thanks to Mizuno, Georgia Drive Chevy, First Watch, Scana Energy, Matthews Cafeteria, Crown Royal Canadian Whiskey, Patron Tequila, Surfside Iced Tea and Lemonade Vodka, and Weber Ranch Vodka. Welcome to the Kimmer Show halftime update.
Oh, God.
Let's check in with Pete
Yeah,
on
you
the scoreboard.
bastards.
Stories prepared
Eat me.
versus stories
Just go ahead and
actually
eat me
covered.
right now.
Okay, we're at halftime here. And of the 9 stories
Well.
that Kimmer forced at gunpoint
Yeah.
Flounder to print up for him today,
Well.
you have done exactly 3. So that's pretty good. That's a third of them. 3 of the 9.
I got distracted.
And you almost got 4 because you've done half
I
of the
done
hair
half,
story.
Yeah, I'm not good.
So that's the same as yesterday. So at least you're consistent.
I am consistent. That's one thing they said about the Kimmer. He's always going to do the same damn thing. He's always miserable. At least he's the same old guy. Anyway.
And this
Yeah.
is brought to you by Stevia.
Stevia, there you go. Now I'm a the blue one. Equal, is it equal? What's the blue one? Whatever the blue one is, that's what I use. And real
Well,
sugar.
I've got something that's better than all. Monk fruit. It's a Truvia, and it's from monk fruit, and it's supposed to be even better than all of it. I haven't tried it yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
A monk fruit, is it a powder or?
It's like a fruit. Yeah, it's a powder just like sugar. I bought it at the
I'll be
store
darned.
at Ingles. So
I'll be
yeah.
darned. Cool. We'll keep you posted. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, flying a little music here. Sure. We know this song.
Have no fear.
1971. The Who played a small, low-key show at the University of Surrey, Guildford, with guest John Sebastian joining in on harmonica on the thing called Magic Bus. Sebastian was the only outside musician ever to jam with The Who on stage. And backstage on this day, 1971, the group celebrated John Entwistle's 27th birthday with John Sebastian on harmonica. Mercy. Our birthday list includes Steve McQueen, not the one from Great Escape and Bullet, but the son, I guess is his son, Steve McQueen, the director, is 56.
No,
he directed 12 Years a Slave. That's not related?
No, I think it's a black man.
Oh, it is? I don't know. Why did I ever know that? Anyway, oh, yeah, probably a black guy. Directed 12 Years a Slave, so... anyway.
You get a little research at 6 a.m. Probably could have fixed that problem.
Well, it was a little before 6. I was still a little sleepy. I'm sorry.
A quick Google search.
I could have Googled that one. Well, I did, I didn't see a picture. He directed 12 Years a Slave. Oh, yeah, I remember that. So that's what I know. And now, something you'll really enjoy. Let's see, how about this? Oh, here we go. Unfortunate day in 1973. Elvis and Priscilla Presley got divorced in Santa Monica, California. 6 years of marriage down the drain.
Down the drain.
1973. Scylla was awarded about $1.5 million in cash, $4,200 a month alimony for a year, half the sale price of their $750,000 home, and a 5% interest in 2 of Elvis's publishing companies. So everything turned out okay. They were the thing there. And on this day, 441, on this day in history, it is now Life Erickson Day. I used to call it Leif Erikson. When I was a kid and studied history, it was Leif Erikson. But I think it's actually pronounced Life. I may not.
Leif.
It is Leif?
I heard Leif.
We started with Leaf, and then I think it is Leif. I think the correct pronunciation of that part of the world then was Leif, but it's Leif, just for the record, Erickson. And America celebrates Norse explorer Leif Erikson's discovery of Vinland around the year 1000. 500 years or so before Christopher Columbus, almost. It was first celebrated the Leif Erikson Day by a House joint resolution in 1935 in America. But ever since then, this day's been proclaimed Leif Erikson Day by presidential proclamation since 1964. Just for the record, so if you know... somebody from the Leif Erikson days.
That was when we were at elementary school, late 60s, early 70s, and that first started floating around that he's the one who did it, not Columbus.
Right.
That was revolutionary. People were arguing about that.
And by the way, we used to talk about it. I mean, we knew that. We studied it. It was a thing came up in school. I'll bet they don't do that anymore. I wonder what school's like. Have you ever thought about? I wonder what they do in school these days.
I'd probably be in trouble.
I mean, seriously, I would. In fact, it's probably stupid, but at some point, I would really like to have a couple of kids, like 10, 12, 13-year-olds, I mean, kids in junior high and maybe high school, early high school stuff, what do they have a homeroom? Do they go to separate classes? Do they have different teachers? Do they actually do stuff in school? Is it all, do they get on their computer and look up? I mean, I don't know what they do in classes. Do they have classes? I don't even know what they do.
I think in Paideia, they just play with Play-Doh all day.
Well, I think, Paideia, very famous for its, like group, whatever you feel like doing is what you can study. And there's something to be said for things like that. But it's not for most kids. You have to be very self-motivated and motivated to pull that
Montessori does that too, don't they? Where it's what the kids are doing.
It's exploration kind of. Well, my granddaughter Molly and my grandson Brady both are in gifted type classes at Cherry Hill District in Colorado, known for their unusual stuff, and they do a lot of study programs where they go investigate and study and look up and research things to do as a study project stuff. It's not just memorizing.
Arithmetic and writing and grammar too.
Yeah,
right?
I guess, I assume.
Most kids today are the fundamentals. They don't know how to read and write. They're getting in college.
They have remedial reading courses at Harvard.
I know.
And by the way,
we talked about before. 100 years ago, high school students were learning Latin and Greek.
Yeah, right. We did. We took Latin. We studied Latin.
We had Latin classes. Yeah. Southwest DeKalb.
By the way, you want to hear a cool thing about my granddaughter, Molly? I wish I could have been able to do this, but she has Dan, Sarah's husband, is just a great guy, a wonderful guy. And his brother, Andy, lives nearby, and he has now become a bigger part of the family because he's moved out to where they live in Colorado. And Andy, as a present for Molly, my granddaughter's 11 years old, not quite 12, as a present for Molly, said to her, I will take you to any country in the world for a visit for like 2 weeks if you learn the language. You pick the country, you learn the language, and I'll take you anywhere you want to go. Now, first of all, wow. I mean, where would you pick? Again, she's 11.
Botswana.
Well, she's 11. So, and she picked Italy. And they are, and I just got pictures of her at Grand Central Station. I got pictures of her in.
They're going?
No, they're gone. And pictures of her in Central Park. Pictures of her on the airliner in the business class, nonstop to Rome. And
she already learned the language.
And a picture, and pictures of her eating her first Italian real pastry in Rome, Rome, Italy.
Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Yeah. Now again, he made this deal with her several months ago, and obviously she doesn't have to have it as now as a second language. Fluid. But she learned enough Italian where she can converse enough in Italian to kind of get by. And he said, anywhere you want to go, and I'll take you if you learn the language.
What if she said North Korea?
Again, if he could have gotten in there, he would have done it. But what a cool thing.
Talk about a challenge. That's a good thing. Yeah. I would have done it. I would have learned something to go somewhere. Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, man, where would I would have gone to somewhere in Europe, I think. I've been to the Far East type area, but I think I probably, of course, back as a kid. Who knows? As a kid,
Italy would have been right up there.
Spain, Italy, France.
Yeah.
Italy's got great roofs.
Yeah. Great roofs. 446 already. Kira Payton Flounder. How's it going? We got the news. We got stuff. We got stories. I got to make up a bunch of them here. All right, hold on.
Yeah, you got a lot of work to do.
I got work to do.
Yeah.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Hey, Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Oh no, what is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
We all know that life can be unpredictable. The moment you're planning that family trip and then the next somebody is sick. And that's why I want to talk to you about the Jace case, your ultimate safety net when emergencies strike. The Jace case isn't just that mess of medications behind the mirror up in the cabinet. It's an organized doctor-prescribed case of life-saving tools paired with a set of cards explaining exactly how and when to use these medications. The case is peace of mind in a time of uncertainty. Imagine having your essential prescriptions right at your fingertips, ready to go when you need them most. Whether it's a sudden allergy flare-up or a common cold, you won't have to scramble to find the help you need. It's about taking charge of your health and being prepared no matter what life throws at you. When you order your Jace case today, use the promo code BECK at jace.com for a discount. Don't wait for the unexpected to catch you off guard. Be ready with the right medications on hand the moment you need them at jase.com, jace.com, promo code BECK.
Gotta dance. I love this song. Beach Boys, baby. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da. Da-da. The Beach Boys. You know, one day we just want to play music. We're going to pick at least 1 hour of a show just to play music. Talk about the songs, what they meant, how they just do a music show. What do you think? Freaking Beach Boys, man. I saw them live in person at Navy Pier in Chicago for some big anniversary thing. Wow. 1964, the Beach Boys recorded Dance, Dance, Dance. The guy playing the lead guitar intro, Glenn Campbell. This song, Dance, 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 would go on to become their 12th top 40 hit. The Beach Boys in 64. I gotta dance. You gotta love the Beach Boys. All right, phone calls take priority, 452. Tony, you're on the radio, man. What do you think? What's up? Welcome, Tony.
Well, thank you very much. Y'all are making that free country trip too complicated, picking Italian or any of that.
Spanish,
I'd pick Australia, because look, mate, I'm already picking up half the language.
Yeah, I picked New Zealand.
Yeah, well, there you go, mate, or even London, England.
London, yeah. Yeah, I'll pick Scotland or something. I'm very funny. Thank you, Tony.
Scots anyway.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I can never understand stand him. I love that guy on Fox News. He could be talking about Jewish things, and he says, "I am Jesus, me boy." We're reporting live from the
Cardinal.
That's hysterical. Anyway, thank you, Tony. Good idea. Our birthday list includes. I got Froggy in here. Our birthday list includes Jackson Brown, 77 years old. Huge hits, Running on Empty, Doctor My Eyes, from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Somebody's Baby. I love that song. I have that on my Magic Music Stick, and I also have The Loadout. I remember that you gave me that once as a present like 20 years ago because it's you couldn't find the song The Loadout on most places. It's like buried in some live album or something.
Running on Empty.
Yeah, but
it's one of his biggest albums. Yeah.
For some reason, I couldn't find it or couldn't have it, and Pete found it for me. And I love that song, The Loadout, and I love the Somebody's Baby. It's got to be Somebody's Baby.
He had a lot of hits. You can ask Daryl Hannah.
Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah. Okay.
He allegedly beat her. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Before she almost got killed in a plane crash with John F. Kennedy Jr. What
are you talking about?
Wasn't Daryl Hannah his girlfriend? And she was.
Carolyn Bessette was his girlfriend, his fiance, his wife, wasn't she?
No, I'm talking about John.
Well, he may have dated her.
He dated Daryl Hannah.
They were together for years.
They were together for years, and then they broke up, and then he took the plane ride with the family.
I don't think
he's also. He married Carolyn Bessette down off the Georgia coast.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't think the Kennedy family liked Daryl Hannah that much. I think there was always friction between the family and her.
I don't think they liked Carolyn
either. I don't think
they
liked anybody. Yeah. And also in this day in history is a rather bizarre thing. Oh, by the way, don't forget Shannon Burke at 5 o'clock. Don't go anywhere from the Florida men who live in the radio manhood country.
Florida Man Radio.
Well, I got it wrong again. And now in this day in history, 1635. We're talking founding stuff here, people. 1635, religious dissident Roger Williams is banished from the Massachusetts Bay Colony by the General Court. He had spoken out against the right of civil authorities to punish religious dissension and to steal Native American Indian land. And he didn't like that idea, so they banned him. So Williams was forced to leave Massachusetts with the assistance of the Narragansett Indian tribe. He established a settlement at the junction of two rivers near Narragansett Bay, located in present-day Rhode Island. So Roger Williams declared the settlement open to all those seeking freedom of conscience and removal of the church from civil matters entirely, and many dissatisfied Puritans flocked. Taking the success of the venture as a sign from God, Roger Williams in 1635 named the community Providence. Among those who found a haven in the refuge of the Rhode Island colony were Anne Hutchison. She had been exiled from Massachusetts for the same religious reason, one of the first Jews to settle in North America, and the Quakers. In Providence, Roger Williams founded the first Baptist church in America and edited the first dictionary of Native American languages. 1635, a little American history most of us didn't know. 456, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Okay, a quick update on the hair thing. We'll talk about Donald Trump's success and everything that's going on in the news, and more on, we got another CNN update on how bad the FBI was under Christopher Wray and everything else. I mentioned, we talked about earlier, a new study shows that stevia, the sugar substitute, mixed with Rogaine, grows hair like a son of a gun on the backs of bald mice. And like 70% hair growth after a couple of months using this combination of sugar substitute stevia with Rogaine. And, they're saying it works and they need more studies. Now, the other thing about hair research today, research out of Israel says if you use a popular drug for male pattern baldness, it could increase your risk of mood disorders, including suicide. The professor, better known as Propecia, it's been approved since the 90s by the FDA people. It's been linked, finasteride, Propecia, linked to long-term brain inflammation and changes in the hippocampus, the brain's center for learning, memory, and emotions. The FDA did add depression as a side effect for Propecia 15 years ago, and suicidal ideation and behavior in 2022, but the warnings were dating back to 2002, and they were banned. The experts recommended adding suicidal thought behavior to the drug Propecia side effects, and the advice was rejected by the FDA. Large sections of the internal investigations were blacked out as confidential. And no one knows how many people might be affected by the purported side effects of possible suicide they've been warned about more than 20 years ago. They have at least 18 cases linked to finasteride. And the guy says it's not just underreporting, they hid it. They hid the information and skipped the basic safety research and blame Merck drug company.
So if they give you a drug and they said, look, this is guaranteed to grow your hair back.
Yeah.
There's a 20% chance that you jump off a building. Yeah, would you take it?
Well, unfortunately, sure. Most of us would. I know. Hey, how about Flounder's Funny, Flounder? We got one more in there before we got Shannon Burke fun.
Those things.
Oh.
So.
It's got to be neat for God's sake.
Yes, sir.
I tell you, that every time I hear that guy, I just think, how does he do it? I mean, talking about a dog and pulling on a leash is an entire comedy bit, if he wanted to be so. It's just, bless his talent. What a guy. All right, Kimmer Pete Flounder, almost 5 o'clock, and after the news check, we have Shannon Burke joining us on 106.3. Kimmer Pete and Flounder and Shannon coming up. There we go.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.
It's his plan. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. But President Trump is thanking the many mediators and countries involved in securing a possible Mideast peace.
People are so happy about it. I've never experienced anything quite like it. I've never seen such universal praise for being able to do something. No, it's something that nobody thought was possible, and we're going to end up having peace in the Middle East.
He plans to travel to the region this weekend after Israel and Hamas agreed to phase 1 of the plan, though it's not a done deal just yet.
Phase 1 is, if you will, the simple part. That is the release of hostages, the withdrawal of the Israeli military. They will still stay in about half of the Gaza Strip, and the release of about 2,000 Palestinian prisoners.
20 living hostages are expected to be released Monday or Tuesday, but Hamas has already suggested it may take longer to find the remains of others. Fox's Jennifer Griffin spoke with Israel's foreign minister.
Is this the end to the war in Gaza?
Well, this is the implementation of the first phase. We don't have any intention to renew the war.
Israel's cabinet is set to vote on implementing phase 1 of the peace plan, which would trigger a ceasefire. For now, there is no full ceasefire yet, and the Israeli military confirms a strike in northern Gaza today, targeting a Hamas terrorist cell the IDF says was operating near troops and posing an immediate threat. Palestinian reports of 4 people killed and many buried in rubble. Just getting word another one of President Trump's longtime political foes has been indicted. New York Attorney General Letitia James facing a mortgage fraud charge, a source tells Fox News, in the same Virginia district where the federal prosecutor was recently replaced and where former FBI Director James Comey was indicted 2 weeks ago. America is listening to Fox News.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Look out. Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder. Right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and hopefully Florida Man Radio.
I knew it.
You made me a freaking sign. And Flounder made me a sign that say Florida Man Radio.
It's 3 simple words.
It's not Man Country Florida with old radio boys. You know, you made me a freaking sign.
Man Country Radio. How you doing, Kimber?
Very funny. Yeah, I was confused.
What a day we're having today, huh?
In fact, I'm just looking at headlines on Fox News. Media taking various attacks on Donald Trump for the peace. I'm thinking, oh my God, how could anybody not say what an incredible accomplishment?
This guy needs to be taking a serious victory lap. This is, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
And I think the most ironic thing is that the Free Palestine set that have been upsetting campuses and sitting in roadways for the last 3 or 4 years, that all of a sudden have Donald Trump to thank for no longer have to go out and chant.
They've been calling for an immediate ceasefire ever since they didn't want the Jews to fight back.
Right.
Remember that? But you'd think they'd be celebrating they're finally a ceasefire. They got what they wanted, but oh no, because it's Donald Trump pulled it off. I mean, even and I noted this earlier. I noticed that MSNBC actually had a panel talking about what Donald Trump has just done the last 24 hours, and the panelists were experts in history and foreign affairs and various experts who are not well known as media people, but they're experts in the field. And every one of those experts was saying, well, Donald Trump accomplished something that Joe Biden could never do. Biden didn't do squat for 4 years, and Donald Trump's done things and never been
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, finally. But then I realized nobody on MSNBC said anything good. Not one of them said anything good. They had a panelist had to do it for them so they could say, they covered the story for the story. But still, they couldn't bring themselves to salute the president. You would think the Democrats would say, boy, we love what a great country America is, solving another war issue and bringing peace to the Middle East. It's amazing to me.
A war that's been so disruptive to our country because of the number of, Free Palestine. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it.
Yeah. River to the sea, all those protests and riots and the college campus is shut down by Jew haters. All Democrats, by the way. This has been going on for 2 years, and you'd think that there would be an enormous celebration about Donald Trump. Nothing.
Trump freed Palestine. Yeah. That's the slogan right there. That's 2026 midterms. Trump freed Palestine. What have you guys done except for shut down the government?
Well,
have you seen the people in Gaza? Happy as they could be, dancing around and chanting something with Trump's name in it. I don't know what the rest of it says, but can you imagine the look on libs' faces if Donald Trump were to make a visit there and be mobbed by little Mohammeds?
Well, he's going next Thursday. I think he's going to try to go over to help the signing ceremony or whatever. This is going to be unbelievable.
Is he going to fly? He's going to fly into where are they going to do this?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I heard you. Well, in fact,
I thought maybe Egypt.
Okay.
Maybe. I think I might have heard that. I'm not sure. The stories, I haven't read the whole thing or seen what the latest is. But he's going, I think, next Thursday.
Oh, it really is something else. And, where is Ilhan Omar? I haven't heard a statement from her or Rashida Tlaib or...
because they're Jew haters who don't want it to end. They want all the Jews killed. And, again, from the river to the sea, they haven't stopped doing that.
Right. Well, I mean, they've been begging for somebody to do something about this war, they fell on deaf ears with the Biden administration. He didn't do squat about it. And here we are, 258 days into this administration, and it seems as though Trump has ended the war. Yeah. And it's just, I'm just incredible. If he doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, come on.
I just saw a headline. It's coming out tomorrow. The Nobel Peace Prize awarded, they've been awarding them all week, and the Nobel Peace Prize is awarded tomorrow. And I don't know whether I assume they have already decided who won. It must have been done a long time ago when they had their meetings to put the names in. However, does the Nobel Prize Committee allow itself to change their mind?
Reconvene. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know whether they can do that or
he deserved it. He deserved it before this anyway.
He may get it anyway. He may have been getting it for the last 8 that he's done in the last year. I mean,
right?
So, or not even a year. So,
yeah. I mean, it'll be a travesty if he does it. You got Netanyahu and
right, they're all screaming it. Yeah.
Hasn't he ended 8 wars this year?
Yeah. It's number 8.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he needs 10.
India, Pakistan, Cambodia, Thailand, Egypt, Ethiopia, Serbia, and Kosovo, Azerbaijan, and Algeria, and then Rwanda and the Democratic representative.
That's unbelievable.
Well, the presidents are starting wars.
Yeah. Right. And by the way, this is the anniversary from 2009 when President Barack Hussein Putitat, the divider-in-chief, got the Nobel Peace Prize.
For nothing.
Delivered to him by a drone, and one of the guys who signed it said it was a mistake, and they gave it to him as a protest against the Bush administration. That's exactly what. In fact, one of the guys admitted it, that they wanted to thumb their nose into Republicans and conservatives in America by finally electing a black guy, and because they finally elected a black guy, they said he should deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, even though he had actually done nothing.
Right.
He done nothing.
But he was a nice guy. Yeah. And he spoke nice and was clean.
Like a white guy. Remember
clean.
They said that? Yeah. remember all the
and he's not black.
They said, boy, he talks just like a regular white guy. So,
Jesus. Well, the Biden that said this is the first real clean.
Yeah, clean.
Well-spoken. Well-spoken. Because, Biden got a good sniff of him, and he was, he's clean.
Yeah.
Thanks. What's a clean black guy here? I think we ought to elect him.
And again, when you compare what Donald Trump has just done in these few months compared to the last 4 years of the last administration, and even the MSNBC people, panelists had to say Biden didn't do squat. The man didn't do anything. They didn't stop it. And by the way, let me ask you this. How many people of those hostages do you think would still be alive?
Yeah.
If Donald Trump had been able to stop this under Biden? How many people died under Joe Biden?
I mean, a lot.
The hostages. How many of those people died
I don't know.
He didn't do anything?
Well, however, there's only 20 left that are alive, so 35, 40 he could have saved.
Yeah, I mean,
it is, and did you get statements from Obama, statements from Schumer, statements from Hakeem Jeffries? They're all happy about it. It's a great thing. None of them mentioned Donald Trump or the work he did or this administration. It's just no Democrat has except for Fetterman. Fetterman's the only guy.
Yeah. But he's not in the group anymh. He's an outsider now. He's done.
They want to get rid of him.
Yeah,
I think Trump should go to Gaza and say hello to all the little children he just saved, and give them job applications to work at the Trump Gaza Golf Club and
Emporium.
Resort.
Yeah. And by the way, I hope that he has like some colored pictured plans by architects of what he wants the Gaza Strip and that whole area to become, because I assume that there's a part of his 20-point plan or whatever it was will have the rebuilding of the entire area. Remember, they talked about turning it into,
it was beautiful.
Keys, making a beautiful a beautiful resort area,
like a Riviera.
Yeah, Riviera. Yeah.
He did the same thing with North Korea. He was like, "Look what you can do."
Yeah,
right.
This is where the world's largest McDonald's is going to go.
Wait until you try a Big Mac. You're going to love it. It's delicious.
Biggest Mac ever.
You'll all work at caddies in my golf club.
It's going to be great. I mean, unbelievable. I hope to God that that the off-term elections, off-year elections, don't turn out bad like they normally do. I can't imagine.
How could it possibly? The guy just is ending wars like it was his job.
Yeah. Yeah, and who the Democrats got to show the way for the future? Carmela, side piece of VP. I mean, she's making more of an embarrassment every time they quote her new book. And she does another. She shows up using the MF phrase. Malefactors all of a sudden to show she's. I don't know why they're. I mean, it's just wrong in every way.
Maybe she sees success that. What's the Texas Congresswoman? Maybe she's trying to hood it up a little bit. Jasmine Crockett. She's trying to get a little hood. Hood it up.
Hood rat. Yeah, chicken head. Chicken head hood rat.
Well,
Lord.
He's headed over there soon. I guess he's going to go there for the signing. The heroes here are Witkoff and Jared Kushner. Those guys.
Yeah.
Jared Kushner, the Abraham Accords, and in on this deal, and a tremendous amount of phone work for the president, working these Middle Eastern countries and their leadership. And when you get a statement from Hamas that they put out a video that says, "Okay, it's over. The war is over," and they've never said that ever, never. But they've said it now.
And there's dancing in the streets, and the people. It's glorious. It really.
Have you ever tried Kentucky Fried Chicken? You're gonna love it. It's fantastic.
I'll tell you, this is going to be fun.
There's tension in the air in a couple of cities. What do you think is going to happen in Chicago ultimately with the National Guard there? Or do you think it's a good pretext to have them there without the governor's permission simply to protect ICE?
The whole thing makes me really upset about it when you have the J.B. Fatsker, the governor, who's, saying, he's showing his hands, go ahead, put the cuffs on me, I dare you, threat. I mean, it's just, who the hell do you think you are? I can't believe that most of the people in Illinois really believe that everything is under control and they don't need any help to fight crime.
I don't think they do.
You're kidding me.
You've got aldermen in Chicago,
they're all Democrats. There's not one Republican in office.
And you've got a few of them that are saying, look, the chaos surrounding the ICE facilities should be justification enough for National Guardsmen.
Once again, mostly riotous, mostly violent protests.
Yes.
They said all their other protests were mostly peaceful, and they were all riotous and burning everything. And now they're doing it again. These Democrats are the party of riotous, violent behavior, and they prove it all the time. And I don't know why they think that people should just accept it, take it, and then run with a tail between their legs and leave. Yeah, I mean, please, you're killing me. And by the way, the mayor of Chicago, Flounder, was looked at as a 6% approval rating. 6. And he still has the balls to come in front of a podium and say, "We demand that there's something," like he has anybody following him for 6%. Yeah.
Wow, that's bad. I mean,
Mrs. O'Leary has better.
It's unbelievable. Portland's a lost city. Portland's. I mean, it's just. I don't know. I can't believe people are okay with this.
Look, in Tennessee, Bashir asks the National Guard in. The mayor of Memphis wasn't too thrilled about it, but the crime is down in Memphis.
Yeah.
It's going to happen in Louisiana, in New Orleans, and Baton Rouge. They've been invited by the governor there. And once you see the results, how can you say no to it?
Yeah, I know. And it's not like that. And the Democrats keep saying, well, they're separating families and dragging people off the street with their hoods and masks on and disappearing people. Oh, please. That's their only. Yeah.
Come on. You think Comey is going to walk trial in January? He's in D.C. jury. He requested a jury.
Yeah.
What are his odds?
I think the odds, well, obviously he's guilty. They can prove that he's guilty because he lied, and they can show they have the video, audio, text. I mean, they can prove everything that happened, which is by definition against the law. But I think he'll probably get away with it because the jury's not going to, it'll be a hung jury, and then they'll decide whether to try him again. Or I can't imagine that he would plead to anything of a lesser charge just to end it, because then he would have to admit that they would plead it to something. So, and I'll bet he'll take the stand and give the rigmarole answers, and I think he'll get away with it. I don't know how a jury there would convict him, even though he's clearly guilty. of a lot more than that, by the way. That's only the beginning of what he's guilty of.
Yeah,
he performed a coup and helped Hillary, Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage, get away with it the whole time, too, among other things.
Yeah. But there's proof of him lying to Congress.
Yeah,
and look, how many people did the Biden administration put in jail?
Yeah, Steve Brennan and what's his name?
General Flynn.
Mike Flynn. Navarro. Navarro went to jail over it.
Yeah, tons of them. There's like 30.
Yeah. For interfering with the FBI and stuff. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So you think it's a done deal that he's going to...
I can't believe the jury's going to convict him, even though we know he's guilty. You know, we find the guilty person not guilty, Your Honor. I mean, it's, you know.
Barron Trump looks like he's going to get a fat gig at TikTok.
You know, I saw that story, and
they're going to say nepotism. Trump saved it, and he gave his son a job.
You know, I think Barron Trump is going to be a whole special case. I think there's something very, very mysterious about him still, which I think is great.
Yeah. I heard he's worth $150 million at age 19 that he made in crypto.
I'll bet that's true. And again, you don't see him out, partying at nightclubs and causing trouble and, things like that. I think he's got stuff up his sleeve. I think he's got a life ahead of him that is going to be really exciting. And whether he makes the decision to jump from being a money man, see, that's the other. I think he may want to try to be like the world's first trillionaire or something. You know what I mean? I think his goals might be to be so powerful in an unpolitical way that he carries on the Trump name with, gold and platinum and silver.
Speaking of that, have you seen the inside of the Oval Office lately?
I have not noticed it lately. No, sir.
You really? The next time
I saw him. Every time I see him on, but I haven't really noticed in the background the pictures and stuff. What's up?
Gold. That's what's up. Gold is everywhere in there. Yeah. It's on the walls. It's on the ceiling. Any blank space on a door. They put gold on a door.
And it's $4,000 an ounce.
That's right.
Oh my God!
It's beautiful. It's real gold.
Oh man, I remember when it was $100 an ounce, and our financial advisor said, "Well, I don't think it's ever going to go to 400." Oh man!
I love the man, I really do, but I think his taste in decor
is tacky. I'm sorry, I don't like that.
I mean, you've seen the inside of Mar-a-Lago or the inside of his place in Trump Tower.
It's too much. Yeah, it's too.
It's like some prince.
Yeah, it's not good.
I got a gold guy.
I like old wood. I like old antique wood. Like old frontier.
You got old wood, all right.
I guess that's me, all right. It's not really. It's old. It's more like a wood. It's more like a splinter. It's like old splinter. It's not.
That's what Taylor Swift would sing about you.
Knock, knock. Yeah. All right, boys.
Shannon, always a pleasure, my friend.
Flounder, Kimmer.
Have a good one.
Great.
All right, get that Harley up here one day. We'll go ripping and roaring.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Shannon Burke down in Florida Man Radio. I even read the sign properly. Thank you, Shannon Burke. And now, it was on this day, Yoko Ono in 1985 dedicated a 2.5-acre garden memorial to John Lennon in Central Park. The memorial park's name, Strawberry Fields. And now, it's RBM of Atlanta sponsoring Holy Crap at Sports and Pete Davis.
Very sad news, unfortunately. I just found out a few minutes ago that longtime Red Sox outfitter Mike Greenwell died today.
Whoa.
A lengthy thyroid cancer battle. He was just 62. The Gator spent his entire career in a Red Sox uni. He spent all 12 major league seasons in Boston, drafted in the 82 draft. One of my favorite players. What a sweet swing.
Yeah,
I remember former
him.
sports guy and Hawks media man Bill Needle. Do you remember Bill Needle used to work with us to do sports?
Oh, man. I know that.
He used to do the
the
Hawks
name.
PR, and then he came and did weekend sports.
I think I see his face in my memory as you speak.
He's passed away. When he moved to Cleveland, passed away. He once asked me, who would you be of any MLB player? And I said, Mike Greenwell. Because at the time, he was just really rocking. It's a shame. He retired after the 96 season, just 32 at the time. Greenwell elected Lee County, Florida Commissioner, a role he was reelected to last year. Mike Gator Greenwell gone at 62.
Wow.
Such a shame. Braves have let Director of Pitching Development Paul Davis, no relation, go. The 61-year-old had a good reputation for developing young arms. The organization just wanted a change. He'd been with the team since 2020. Blue Jays eliminated the Yankees last night in the Bronx 5-2, winning the series 3-1.
Yeah, boy. Easy there, Flounder.
Yankee
had a little money
there.
on the game, did you? Had a couple of bucks on there? A couple of Franklins on there, did you?
Tigers even their series with the Mariners. Mariners at 2 apiece. Aaron Boone is a good regular season manager, but cannot get the job done in the postseason.
Yeah.
Once again, New York relied too heavily on the long ball in a short series, while the Jays were the epitome of putting the ball in play and not striking out. The amount of 2-strike hits they had was amazing. It was something like 26 or something. Yeah. It was just amazing. Yeah. Aaron Judge, one of the all-time Yankee greats, yet still no championship like the others. All this just a day after the New York papers had the Yanks being back. We're back. Yeah. After Judge's big homer Tuesday night led the comeback. Yeah. The headlines were all, look out, here comes the real Yankees. They're going to win it all. They're an unstoppable juggernaut.
No.
Not anymore.
No, yeah.
Today's headline in the New York Post, a sad Bronx tale. The ugly truth that you can't ignore about these high-priced Yankees. Next year, that's supposed to be a rallying cry of a perennial also-ran like the Rockies or A's.
Yeah, well.
How quickly it turns.
Yes, it did.
In the NL, Cubs won, but the Brewers are still up 2-1. And Clayton Kershaw got roughed up in relief. The Phillies stay alive by spanking the Dodgers in L.A. 8-2. Kyle Schwarber finally woke up, slamming 2 homers, won a Willie Stargell-like blast nearly out of the Dodger Stadium. Kershaw looked totally out of gas in front of his home crowd, showing why he's retiring at the end of the season. He's never really been a great postseason pitcher.
I felt bad for him, I have to say, closing out like that. I really did feel bad for him.
In the 8th of a 2-run game last night, Kershaw ambled out, hoping to keep a score manageable, providing his team with 3 additional outs. And that's when Game 3 of the National League Division Series unraveled. Well. JT Realmuto led off with a home run. 6 other batters reached base. And by the end of it, the Phillies attacked on 5 new runs, cruising to that 8-2 victory, which saved their season for now. Yeah. Because tonight, the Phils in Los Angeles, Milwaukee visits the Cubbies, Dodgers up 2-1. Depending on who you believe, Bill Belichick is the head coach of the 2-3 Tar Heels for the long run.
Yeah.
Or he's already negotiating his buyout to try and get back to the NFL. Stay tuned. Bill got the dreaded vote of confidence from UNC Grand Poobahs yesterday. The co-release looked like a hostage letter demanding ransom. If he comes back to the NFL, it'll be as an assistant. Nobody's going to hire him as a head coach at that level now.
Yeah.
Reports say Bill is frantically searching for the person who leaked all this inside scuttlebutt. I'd look at that little young hottie.
Little girl to get him out of there.
Do anything for publicity.
Yeah, I'll bet she's tired of that whole gig. I'll bet you down there.
Yeah, she's tired of raw. That part of. She wants to be back in the big time.
Yeah. In fact, I saw you mentioned Paul Feinbaum, and he's back on the job, and he to himself said, "Belichick's out." He made the point that Bill Belichick on their bye week took vacation.
In Nantucket.
Yeah, he left the team and went on vacation with his girl.
Yeah. I was listening to Nick and Chris on 680 this morning. They were talking about he went on his bye week when they're 2-3.
Yeah.
He disappeared to Nantucket for some kind of cheerleading.
No one's ever done that. No coach has ever.
Feinbaum said no one's ever
couldn't
done find
that.
him.
Yeah.
His assistants couldn't get hold of him.
Yeah. Feinbaum says it's over. The team's left him, and he's not coaching, and it's just a bad deal. It's over.
Yeah. Let's see. Tonight, Eagles visit the Giants. Falcons' Darnell Mooney still nursing his hamstring injury, so a no-show at practice today up in Flowery Branch, South Carolina. Good news is A.J. Terrell is back in a limited fashion, so is Taquan Graham in full fashion, and they have the Bills in town Monday night. If you're hoping Mark Sanchez and his new assortment of holes would be back in the broadcast booth this weekend, let me dash your hopes now.
No.
Mark will not be back, at least not yet. I think I've made my point. Sorry. It's too soon?
Yeah, too soon.
Mark Schlereth will take Sanchez's place. He's better anyway in the Fox Sports lineup.
Oh, my.
If you're upset about Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl halftime show, have no fear. Turning Point USA, the nonprofit begun by Charlie Kirk, now run by his widow, will hold their own called the All-American Halftime Show. On Turning Point USA's website, one of the options on the sign-up sheet under what music genres would you prefer is anything in English.
I know the Spanish
Just
guy
press
in a dress.
1.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this a-hole, this pendejo, as we like to say in certain terms, Bad Bunny kept on his ass during the God Bless America segment of the Yankees game last night.
Yeah. Well, everybody else, when they were playing God Bless or America the Beautiful, whatever, everybody else stood up, and he stayed there sitting.
He and his
obvious.
entourage, his boys.
Kind of obvious.
Yeah, girls, whatever they are. Are they trannies? What are they? I don't even know what he is.
Who can tell? I don't know. Yeah.
College ball tonight. Louisiana Tech at Kennesaw State. Southern Miss visits Georgia Southern. And the Pirates of East Carolina ride the green wave down in New Orleans. The annual NBA.com survey of front offices, which I'm sure you relate to.
I got that front office survey.
You got that pamphlet every year they send this one up?
Yeah.
Has the Thunder easily repeating as champs. The Cavaliers coming in second, I believe. The Hawks are picked to be the fourth best team in the East, just behind the Magic and just ahead of the Pistons. The Hawks also voted to have the best off-season. They made some impressive moves.
Okay.
So, Porzingis and all that type.
Excellent.
The joy of winning the Ryder Cup has already faded for John Rahm.
Uh-oh. What happened now?
He struggled returning to action, even snapping at a marshal who tried to cheer him up during the Spanish Open this morning. After his drive found the left rough on the par 4 8th hole, Rahm saw his lie and started complaining, "What a day, what a day," following that up with a juicy expletive. The poor marshal who marked his ball said, "It's okay." And Rahm immediately barked at him and said, "Don't tell me it's okay, please. Thank you."
Oh, my.
The marshal apologized, lo siento, as he walked away, while Rahm continued complaining, muttering to himself, "It's not okay. It's not okay."
Oh, for God's sakes. I mean, playing golf for $1 trillion.
Not okay. It's not okay. I sound like Triumph the comic dog does. Not okay. It's not okay. Outkick.com has a story about how, for the third time in as many months, ESPN commentator Ryan Clark has had to issue an apology. First, apologizing for shaming Robert Griffin III for marrying a white woman. Next, he said he was sorry for a regrettable on-air and off-air moment when he belittled his colleague Peter Schrager for not playing in the NFL. And today, Clark apologized for stating that the Louisiana police manufactured evidence against an innocent Kyron Lacey, the former LSU receiver who later died of suicide. Ryan Clark is averaging an apology a month. I wonder why he has such a long leash, though. It's got to be a mystery, don't you think?
I wonder why.
Wussies of Bristol? Ryan Clark, the poster child for arrogance and ignorance, and it's a shame because I used to enjoy what he would bring. But now it's like, what stupid thing is he going to say today?
I don't get it.
Today, he wants to be Stephen A. Smith, and he's not quite there, I think, is the problem. And I used to think he was doing his own thing, which was just as good or better.
He doesn't have to be different.
Yeah,
that's just stupid.
Today in sports history, October 9th, not a good one for the Bravos. And I'm telling you, 1958, they lost the World Series on this date. In 2005, they lost an 18-inning playoff game in Houston, the longest ever in the postseason. I was there at Manuals watching it. And in 2019, the Cardinals score a record 10 runs in the first inning, chasing Mike Foltynewicz after just 23 pitches. They go on to win Game 5 of the division series and the series 13-1 over the Braves. I was sitting in a room at Piedmont Hospital awaiting an MRI test when I heard the score. So I said, "Go ahead, turn on the gas."
I get it over with.
Not a red letter day for me either, because that was later on. The cockroach would drop down on my face during the middle of the MRI. I'd be pressing the panic button. Nobody showed up for 10 minutes. He was outside smoking, and then another guy walked by, saw the light flashing, came in, ripped the headphones off my head from behind, so I didn't even know he was there, and yelled, "What do you want?"
I'm busy.
And they wonder why I will never get in an MRI tube again.
Yeah, I'm getting that tube, but bong, bong. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
I don't
thanks.
think so. By the way, somewhere in Smyrna, and I'd use this, they have an open donut MRI. Never put up with that again. You do not have to get in the tube. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, good.
1919, with rumors spreading about a fix, the White Sox, after an ineffective start by lefty Williams, defeated 10-5 at Comiskey. They dropped the World Series to the underdog Redlegs 5-3. Before the next season begins, 8 Chicago players, including shoeless Joe Jackson, accused of purposely accepting bribes to throw the games. And, of course, 8 men out. Pretty good movie. I don't know how factual it is. Pretty good.
Well, in fact, I'm sorry. I want to tease. Well, after the break here, when I come back, I'm going to add a little something to that the White Sox scandal story, which I hadn't heard before, just as a little addendum, which I think might be interesting. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
1934, Detroit's Navin Field. Commissioner Landis makes Joe Ducky Medwick lead Game 7 of the World Series for his own safety. The Tiger fans, upset with his aggressive slide into third baseman Marv Owen, respond by hurling fruit at the outfielder during the Cardinals' 11-0 series-clinching victory.
Well, of course, that's back when they used to spike you. They used to.
Who brings fruit into a ball game and holds on to it for 9 innings?
I don't know.
I mean, come on.
That's bizarre. Anyway, Pete Davis, it's a 5:31. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on your Thursday. Getting ready for the weekend. It's all I know. 106.3, 404-741-1230 if you want to join us right up till 6 o'clock. Here we go.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work? It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
Football is in full swing. An Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can pick and play right now here in Georgia. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can start with as little as $1. Thursday night has the Eagles visiting the Giants. I got A.J. Brown higher on his receiving yard stats, but Cam Scatteraboo lower on his rushing and receiving touchdown projections. Although I really like to watch him run, so the fan in me wants more. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, you need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free, plus no payments for 2 years.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Everyday life moves fast. Schedules fill up and time slips away. But somehow we always make time for what's important: faith, family, and fun. And for many of us, that includes our 4-legged friends. They've been there through it all. The tail wags when you walk in the door, the gentle comfort on a tough day. That's love. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black here, and at Rough Greens, we believe your dog deserves the same love in return. That's why we created the blend of live nutrition that your pup needs. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, phytonutrients, enzymes, all designed to help your dog feel, move, and live better. Rough Greens is not a replacement for your dog's food. It's what's missing from your dog's food. It's quick and easy. Just sprinkle Rough Greens on their food and watch them come to life. Healthier, happier, and ready for more time with you. Fetch your free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog right now. Just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use promo code TIME. That's RUFFgreens.com. Promo code TIME.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Steel. The weather has changed, and here comes the leaves. Get ahead of the work with Steel's backpack and handheld blowers. They make fall cleanup quick. If you need a handheld blower for small spaces, a backpack blower for bigger jobs, or a powerful professional model to really make those leaves fly, Steel's got it all. Find your next Steel product at Howard Brothers. Their friendly team can help you find the perfect Steel blower to keep those pesky leaves out of your way. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Steel and Howard Brothers.
big moments deserve big-time craftsmanship. At Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we've been family-owned and operated since 1982 because we know what it means to show up when it counts. Jaron Solomon here, and that's why we're proud to be an official Tacori jeweler. Each Tacori ring is handcrafted in California, going through 20 elite artisans before it hits your hands. Not mass-produced, not generic, always personal. And with Solomon Brothers, you get lifetime cleanings, unbeatable financing, and the largest Tacori selection in Georgia. Stop by a store in Buckhead, Alpharetta, or Sharpsburg. Visit SolomonBrothers.com to book your private appointment. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, where love is in the details and legends are built to last. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs and official jeweler of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Some remodelers are too big to care, others too small to count on. Southern Exteriors hits the sweet spot. Big company buying power with hometown heart. Hey, it's Tug, and I trust them for siding, roofing, gutters, windows, and doors. Over 1,000 projects a year, top materials fast, prices fair, and jobs on track. Plus 25 years of true local care. Call 8779-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected. Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war.
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird.
All right.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is XTRA 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at XTRA 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Bum, bum. Big hit for Ray Charles. 1961 began 2 weeks at #1 in America. Just saying. Written by rhythm and blues singer Percy Mayfield. I remember him. The song gave Ray Charles a #6 hit in Britain and won the Grammy for Best Rhythm and Blues Recording. One of his signature songs. Ray Charles. Got a news update breaking story coming up here in a second. Bum, bum. But first, a couple of sports birthdays, Pete Davis. George Kittle, the tight end or former tight end. I don't know if he's still playing. 32. He was a San Francisco tight end for a while. I think he might. Is he still playing? Do you know? George Kittle?
Yeah, he's been injured, though.
All right, 32 years old. Mike Singletary, former number 51, linebacker for the Chicago Bears. Mike Singletary, 67.
Here's my Mike Singleton impression.
Singletary. Yeah. He had those eyeballs, man. And they would zoom in on him every defensive play when he was in the middle linebacker for the Chicago Bears.
Crazy.
Yeah, the 46 defense or anything else. When he was on the field, they would show his face in close-ups because he had that bug-eyed thing to go kill somebody. Tough guy, Mike Singletary. And Annika Sorenstam, the famous lady golfer, 55 years old today. And a quick highlight here. On this day in 1996, the opening game of the Championship League Series in the American League. 1996, a 12-year-old boy named Jeffrey Mayer turned a probable fly out into a game-tying home run. The little kid, 12 years old, reached over the right field wall at Yankee Stadium, swept the ball into the stands with his baseball glove, and his catch helped the Yankees win in 11 innings, 5-4. Because he caught it and brought it in, and it became a home run as opposed to a catch where the guy lost it.
And that was Tony Tarasco. That was a former Braves hand that had gone up to Baltimore. That started the Yankees dynasty. It probably could have ended it right there because that was a travesty.
Yeah,
that was complete interference. It should never have counted.
Absolutely.
And the Yankees would have lost to the Orioles. The Braves would have been playing the Orioles in '96.
Would have been over. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
A 12-year-old boy. And now they don't do that anymore. Now, I haven't seen that. I mean, that's long gone now.
But it was obvious call.
Yeah, clearly. And one more thing here. You mentioned the White Sox scandal on this day in 1919. And another quick version of the story shows that there was scant evidence of leading into the game before whispering people about whether the fix was in. And by the way, this was Game 8. They had more. It was a 9-game series back then in 1919. It wasn't a best of 7. The Sox had won Game 6 and 7, also Game 3. Let's see. We don't know exactly what was promised, but with the Cincinnati Reds leading 4-3, Arnold Rothstein, the kingpin of the whole illicit gambling operation, wanted such nonsense stopped whether they were in or not. So to that end, a dark character whom 8 Men Out author Elliot Asinoff called Harry F., described as a man schooled in the finer art of persuasion, was enlisted to convince Sox pitcher Claude Lefty Williams that the health of his wife and children depended on his performance the next day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. On October 9th, 1919, they lost the game, Game 8. And the series, and it was a guy named Harry F. who said, too bad about that nice wife and kids of yours if something happens. Anyway.
Good movie.
Hadn't known that guy's name.
By the way, a little update on this.
Yeah.
Not only is Ryan Clark apologizing, but Scott Van Pelt, which is very disappointing. Both on pretty much intimating that Louisiana police made up the whole story about Lacey. And then the Louisiana police showed the video where he was driving like an insane man and ended up causing that wreck that killed those people.
And didn't he kill himself?
Yeah, he killed himself.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't live with the fact he had done something like that. But to have ESPN's 2 big guys go up there and say they were stoking this crap that the Louisiana police, the Southern police, once again were framing a black man.
You know why? First of all, why the hell would even a sports guy ever even get in that area? That's not a thing.
He was an LSU wide receiver and he was a football player, so but still, Ryan Clark's got to find a racial aspect to it.
But again, that's not a sports. I don't know. I mean,
it's the old trope. The Southern law is always out to get the black man. When there are black people on every single Southern police department.
Yeah, this
there
is stupid, silly. And let's do a salute to the fact that not all sports teams are like the many NFL and NBA squads. At Wrigley Field, flounder, if you will, at Wrigley Field before the Cubs playoff game, there was a tribute to a fallen fan from the Wrigley Field Fan Club. Flounder.
Today we ask you to join us in a moment of reflection as we call for an end to all political violence. May all of us as Americans come together in solidarity to strengthen our nation, end these senseless acts, and turn to civil discourse to discuss our differences. On Wednesday, political activist Charlie Kirk, a lifelong Cubs fan and Chicago area native, was killed at a public gathering in Utah, leaving behind his wife and 2 young children. Please join us in a moment of reflection.
Classy thing to do. Chicago Wrigley Field before the game about honoring Charlie Kirk. Well, that was nice. Oh, by the way, a quick breaking news story. Attorney General Letitia James of New York State has been indicted over mortgage fraud. The federal grand jury in Virginia indicted her on a single count of bank fraud, the same district where James Comey was indicted a few days ago, lying to Congress. The federal housing regulator referred her to the Justice Department, saying she falsified records to get a sweetheart loan deal in Norfolk, Virginia, that she claimed as her principal residence, which was a lie. He said James committed crimes including wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, false statements to financial institutions, among other things. She's, of course, denied everything. But didn't she claim that her father was her lover or her boy? I think she said her father was her husband, so she could claim that she got a better deal on the loan. Also, that she claimed fewer rooms in the property, so she got a lesser loan rate. I mean, it's a skank of mine. They caught her. And she'll get away with it, too. It's the same freaking place in Virginia, Northern Virginia. It might as well be Washington, D.C. They're never going to convict her. Oh, my God. All right, 546 already. Coming up, the duplicity of the FBI under Christopher Wray was even worse. Well, quick soundbite coming up on that. And another salute to Donald Trump, too. I mean, what a 24-hour period. Eric, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing?
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at XTRA 106.3.com.
Braves Country Convos is the newest official podcast of the Atlanta Braves. Join hosts Jory Palmer and Lauren Saad for some fun, lighthearted, and unexpected discussions as they interview guests with strong Braves country ties about the things that connect us all. Guests range from Braves alumni Charlie Culberson, MLB Network's Lauren Shahadi, and more. Visit Braves.com/podcast to begin listening to Season 1 wherever you get your podcasts or watch on YouTube. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Fall is in the air, and Central Heating and Air Conditioning is making it the perfect time to upgrade your comfort. For a limited time, you get up to $2,100 in rebates and 60 months, 0% financing with approved credit. That's right, savings up front and no interest for 5 whole years. A brand new carrier system from Central delivers dependability, efficiency, and comfort every family deserves. Central Heating and Air Conditioning have set the standard in heating and cooling for over 3 generations. And now's your chance to bring that comfort home with the best savings of the season. These dual incentives don't come around often, so act now. Call 770-GET-HEAT today. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Or visit centralheat.com, centralheat.com. Upgrade your comfort, lock in your savings, and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts. Central Heating and Air Conditioning.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
When I first started using a CPAP, getting supplies and equipment was a horrible hassle. It pretty much stayed that way until I discovered CPAPs, etc.com. Same-day shipping on anything you might need, including travel CPAPs, hoses, masks, you name it. Same-day shipping. CPAPsETC.com or visit their store in Alpharetta. So easy, and you could be preserving your health and saving your life.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Come on, everybody. Da-da-da-dun. See what I did there? 1958, Eddie Cochran recorded this classic song. Come on, everybody. 1959, a huge hit in Britain. And in 1979, 20 years later, the Sex Pistols had a big hit with it.
Come on, everybody.
Did he die in a car wreck, if I remember correctly?
In England.
In England?
And
yeah.
almost killed Gene Vincent, too.
Yeah, and he was like 22 or 3 years old or something.
He would have been huge.
Yeah, he was enormous, big star. And this was back in the early days that, Elvis,
he did his own. He wrote, produced, he did all the stuff.
He was a monster. A couple of quick birthdays here. Scott Bakula, 71. Age and Pride on NCIS New Orleans. Sci-fi fans know him as Quantum Leap guy in Star Trek Enterprise. Scott Bakula, 71. Sharon Osbourne, 73 today. Tony Shalhoub is 72.
Please
yes,
put me
let's
on
go.
the show.
I know, I'm such an idiot. Tony Shalhoub, 72. He won Emmys for Monk up the beginning, but he's known as Antonio on Wings. Star Trek spoof called Galaxy Quest. Tony Shalhoub, 72. And one day his sister, who lived at the time in the area, called into the show, and I made such a fool of myself. I said, do you think you get me like an extra? I just showed you. Do you think I was so horrible?
You kept doing it.
I couldn't stop. And you kept me stop talking. Let the poor girl talk and be on the radio.
Poor woman.
Oh man, what a sweet lady she was. His sister.
She never called back.
No, she never called. She moved to Ohio. So just taken away from me. On this day in history, and wait to hear about what the Jerusalem Post has done. This is really touching. I'll mention it in a second. First of all, this day in history, 1992, 18-year-old Michelle Knapp is watching TV in her parents' living room in Peekskill, New York, when she hears a thunderous crash in the driveway. She is 18-year-old, run outside to investigate. She found something startling, to say the least, a sizable hole in the rear end of her car. It was an orange 1980 Chevy Malibu, a matching hole in the gravel driveway underneath the car, and in the hole under the car, through the car, in the driveway, in the hole, was a bowling ball-sized rock. Very heavy for its size, weighs about 30 pounds and didn't look that big, shaped like a football, warm to the touch, smelled vaguely of rotten eggs. The next day, a curator from the American Museum of Natural History in New York confirmed it was a freaking meteorite. The Earth is bombarded with 100 pounds of meteorite material every day. They're pieces of asteroids made of rock, iron, and nickel, orbiting in space for billions of years. Some are as tiny as dust particles, others as big as 10 miles across, most about the size of a baseball. Astronomers say that people who pay attention to the night sky easily can see them. When they enter the atmosphere, they blaze like a fireball. A shooting star is actually a meteor. When they hit the ground, they're meteorites. The people saw the greenish Peekskill meteorite toward Knapp's Malibu car. Many heard it. Witnesses say it crackled like a sparkler. They determined it came from the inner edge of the main asteroid belt in space between Jupiter and Mars. So one more quick thing here. A car, after all, is a very small object on a large planet, so it's only happened 2 times before that they know. Eventually, the famous girl's Knapp meteorite was sold to a collector and 2 fossil dealers who broke it into smaller chunks and sold those to collectors and museums of meteorites. The car, now I have 2 versions. One version said she sold the car for $10,000 to a fossil and meteorite museum in New Jersey. Other people said she sold it for $50,000, and she had recently purchased it, and then she bought it for $300 and then sold it to a meteorite collector for $25,000. Either way, it was a meteorite striking that car, and off we go. 5:55. Quickly, an old holiday's coming back. Founder Donald Trump announced it today. Christopher Columbus being saluted again, if you will.
We're calling it Columbus Day. Yes. That was the press that broke out in applause. I've never seen that happen before. The press actually broke out in applause.
The media.
Columbus Day. We're back. Columbus Day, we're back, Italians.
But it's amazing. In fact, even the girl from CNN who rags all the time said Donald Trump is the first president in a long time to embrace the media suddenly.
Real quick, we got Patricia on the horn.
Patricia, hey, doll, how's it going? What's up?
I just have one thought. If instead of just boycotting the Super Bowl, What if we boycotted the whole season?
NFL. Well, I like to watch football, but I'll tell you this: I'm never watching a pregame ceremony again. I'm not going to watch all those black players rocking back and forth. Not one black football player have I ever seen put his hand on his heart and stand freaking still. And very few of the white guys do it either. Just because you're playing sports doesn't mean you don't have to obey what is the common decency. And rocking back and forth is not a salute to the flag or America, what it stands for. So I'm not watching. I'll watch a game, but I'm not watching any pregame stuff anymore.
Well, I'm not watching the games. I'm boycotting the whole season because if it affects their pocketbooks and nobody watches, then they'll figure it out.
That's right. Patricia, thanks, sweetie. Always on the button. By the way, one more thing. I just saw this. It sprung up on one of the news websites I got here, and that's what she said. The Jerusalem Post has a front page. And you really should Google this. The Jerusalem Post front page has a silhouette of the side view of Donald Trump, with his, haircut in the front, stuff like that. It's a side view profile of Donald Trump, but the profile is made up with all the pictures of the hostages. It's really striking. It's the faces of all the hostages, and it's into a profile, a side view of Donald Trump, and the headline of the Jerusalem Post says, he's bringing them home. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You should, if you haven't seen it, you will. It's really pretty. They make him kind of fat. They have a big, double chin going on here. But he's, anyway. But he's bringing them home, and the faces of the hostages. Wow, well done. All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Geez, we're almost out of time. But you got one more Flounder's funny, and so off we go. Flounder, what do you got here for us?
Really, we bought a select comfort bed. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but each side of the bed has its own number. The higher the number, the harder the mattress. My side of the bed, 100, marble slab. That's it. Tammy's number's 2. First night she laid on her side of the bed, she literally disappeared from my view. Mattress wrapped around her like a flour tortilla. Poor thing was sleeping in a fajita on her side of the bed. So I roll over to kiss her goodnight. I fall into a ditch. I can't get out. I'm like laying there. She's going, get off of me. What are you doing over here? Get off of me. By the way, if you're a newlywed, that's the sound of 32 years of love right
there. And that is our friend.
That is Mr. Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen, of course. The guy from the hit TV series that we love.
Say
it. The guy who wrote with Seinfeld.
No, that's not. It's Larry David.
But isn't Jeff? Wasn't he on Larry David's show?
That you're thinking, not the tall guy.
No, you're thinking of Jeff. You're thinking about Jeff from
Boston.
What's his name? No, it's not him.
Yeah, the fat guy?
Yeah, anyway.
That's not him.
All right.
Jeff Garland.
That's what I was thinking of.
By the way, in the show.
Thank you. Just in, the Babylon Bee says James Comey has produced a letter signed by 51 former intelligence officials saying he's totally innocent. Well, I guess they're not going to get him after all. Anyway, boys, Let Her Rip Friday tomorrow. There ought to be some fun times. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. What a day. Herb and a herb.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.